Friday night.
Tonight, it's the second round of the Class 5A playoffs. It's Hopkinsville at South Warren.
It's the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Also brought to you by the Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, NCTC powered by Warren RECC, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Toyota of Bowling Green, Morgantown Bank and Trust, and Will Coker, your State Farm agent in Bowling Green.
Hopkinsville at South Warren.
Friday Night Lights
On the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Now, down to the field with Ryan Murphy and Big Hamp.
Listeners, we welcome you into the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. As we begin our live coverage, we're a little bit behind, so we're going to work on catching up here on our countdown to kickoff. Kickoff's going to be scheduled for about 7 p.m. between the South Warren Spartans and the Hopkinsville Tigers. And before we get started into our countdown to kickoff coverage, we have an exclusive sit-down interview with the head coach of the Spartans, Brandon Smith. Here's a look at our conversation with the head coach. Welcome into our countdown to kickoff coverage here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the Seven Mountains Sports Network. Ryan Murphy once again back in Spartans country, joined alongside by South Warren Spartans head coach Brandon Smith. And Coach, we appreciate you for sitting down with us again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Obviously, you guys have had a pretty successful regular season, another undefeated regular season, coming off a bye week. How does that change things maybe for you guys? Does that change things at all? Does practice intensity change? What's that bye week like in terms of preparation?
Yeah, that was a different experience for me. It's something I had never been a part of. Quite frankly, I really didn't like it. It's not something I would choose. But, it is what it is. It happened. But I do think that our kids and our coaches did a good job with it of not just kind of coming in and practicing just for the sake of practicing or putting in time for the sake of doing it and trying to really get something accomplished. And I think they understood the importance of keeping that intensity, trying to keep that rhythm going, that routine going because of, the time of the year.
Yeah. Now, looking kind of some of these portraits and pictures and newspaper clippings on the wall, a lot of these point to a former undefeated season that you guys had not too long ago, ended up in a state title run. How do you as a head coach maybe taper expectations of a team and look back on a regular season that was so successful, and how do you look at that regular season, find things to improve on?
Yeah, I think that's honestly, I think that's harder during the regular season to kind of keep them from looking down the road. At this point in the playoffs, it's really not that difficult because you start playing good teams, and that becomes the focus and the attention, and you get so laser focused in on that, it's hard to look past that. And you get to round two, and usually round one wipes out all of them can play. So it's a lot easier at this point to kind of keep everybody staying focused.
Now, talking about this team and what you guys have been able to accomplish this year, offense, I feel like, is one thing that people always circle when they look at the Spartans. They say, look at the quarterbacks you guys produce, look at the receivers you guys have produced, the running backs. But the defense, I feel like, is something that you have constantly harped on this year. You've kind of described it as your guys' calling card for this first season. What is it that has maybe made the defense take a step up this year, and what has made it as special as it has been?
Yeah, I think if you go back to the origins of the school and when we first started out and first started having success, as a football program, it was really centered around the defense, and that became kind of our calling card and what we were known for, and that became what guys wanted to be a part of here, and I do think as you move up in class and competition and just modern football in general, it's hard to play defense anymore. I mean, it's all about the rules are set up to score points and all those things. So. I think there was probably a little dip there and some wavering in that, but I think the last couple of years we've kind of gotten back to those roots, and those guys and this team this year, they take that stuff serious, they take it personal, and just their discipline and desire to get to the ball and to make tackles is kind of what is our foundation for our defense.
Now, also to know you've mentioned how for this team you guys have a lot of two-way players in a sense. Caden York being one of those, Isaiah Bridges takes snaps, receiver, DB, whatever that may be. But do you have those guys that they desire to play defense? Like I feel like you've mentioned that before, where you have guys that offense is maybe what people see as more flashy, but you've got guys who want to play on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I think the vast majority of them want to play, they want to play defense, and we've had assistant coaches that have come in here and usually one of the first things they say to me is how odd it is that the guys would rather play defense than offense. In most places, opposite. But again, that kind of goes back to the tradition and the culture of the program and what the defensive unit represents.
Now,
of the program and what the defensive unit represents.
Now, switch from that, looking at the offense, you guys have had 3 straight games now where you've scored 49 points. It almost feels like a lucky number for you guys. You've only scored, I think, less than 33 points all season one time, and that was 27. What has made this offense so successful this year, and what improvements have they made throughout the year?
I think having, multiple people that
throughout the year.
I think having multiple people that you can get the ball to and you feel comfortable with. I think it's harder to offense when the offense is centered around 1 or 2 guys. Unless those guys are extremely special, and sometimes that's the case in high school football. Then it's you become more predictable, and I think our ability to have multiple guys touch the ball every game, multiple guys, scoring touchdowns and things like that. And then, we've had good quarterback play that always has a lot to do with it. Those guys have made good decisions the entire year. And so that and with good discipline O-line play, and that usually leads to offensive success.
Now, looking into this week's matchup, you guys are hosting Hopkinsville. Team you've played earlier in the regular season. How do you evaluate them overall as a team?
I think Hopkinsville is an excellent team. I really do. We played them already, and I think that was probably, from my perspective, our toughest opponent and toughest game. And that game was in question the whole time. It wasn't like we were ever comfortable or anything of that nature. And I don't really think it was a fluke. I think those guys it's a good team, and they got some really good players. And I expect it to be, a close game again this time around. So, we definitely got our hands full, that's for sure.
Now, you talk about having your hands full. I think James Bradley, their senior running back, was a big piece of that, and it seems like he's kind of been a large part of their success throughout the entire regular season. It feels like nobody, at least defensively, has been able to stop them. I think against you guys, he had 2 touchdowns on the ground, still managed over 100 yards. You guys still came out with the win. What's it going to take maybe to stop him, or is it more about maybe stopping some of the guys around him?
Yeah, no, you're right. He's one of those guys where, before we played him, you heard about him, you saw it on film, and okay, he's a good player. And then you play him, and you're like, wow, that kid can really play. And he's really, he's legit good. I think he's got a case for, Mr. Football. I know he won the District Player of the Year and all those things, and well deserved. But he makes the whole thing go. Now they got 2 or 3 others that are nice compliments, and that helps him out. When you.
Well, it's a picture-perfect setting here tonight at South Warren High School as the Spartans set to host the Hopkinsville Tigers this afternoon as the KHSAA playoffs continue here this afternoon. Spartans coming off what is sort of a makeshift bye week. They were supposed to play Christian County last week and ended up forfeiting their playoff spot, so they got a bye week of sorts and now host Hopkinsville, who are coming off a win just a week ago against Davis County, and both teams looking to continue their seasons here in 6A with a chance at a state title. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp alongside Matthew Clark, producer director, as well as Megan Geisler and Dalton Lawson, our entire crew here with 7 Mountain Sports on site at South Warren High School for what's sure to be an exciting matchup tonight. Hamp, as we look at both of these teams, they've played before, so you have a little bit of familiarity there, but no doubt that a lot has changed since that first meeting a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, that was week 5. We are in a situation now where it's playoff mode. It's totally different. Yeah, you wanted that win during regular season, but this is the time now when it really, really counts. You know what I'm saying? This is the time where it's win or go home.
Yeah, and looking out across the field here, you can see on the opposite side of the field from where we are positioned, there are players and their families lining the field. It is senior night here at South Warren High School. All the senior players, cheerleaders as well, being honored here this afternoon. No doubt, Hamp, that's going to maybe give these Spartans a little added motivation coming into tonight's game.
Oh yeah, nobody wants to lose on senior night, man. This is when you want to win it all. It's your senior year. It's your last hoorah. Your last time possibly on your home field. Man, you want to go out with a bang, and you want to go out with a win.
Last time these two teams played in the regular season, it was in September. South Warren ended up taking the win in that one, 33-21. That game, the setting much different from how it is tonight. Obviously, they were at Hopkinsville, so that's a big difference. Yeah. The South Warren gets the favorable home matchup here tonight, but big difference there, Ham. There was a lot of weather delays in that one, a lot of lightning, a lot of rain, a lot of instances that maybe changed the deciding factor of that game. Final score was 33-21, and talking to Coach Smith, he said that may have been one of the toughest challenges they faced all season. Man,
you got a tough team right here in Hopkinsville, man. Hoptown's always been a team to be reckoned with. When we were coming up, when I was coming up, they were all speedsters. Mm-hmm. So it was a team you had to chase down, and it doesn't look like it's too different with the running back that they got behind the backfield.
Yeah, and as we look at these team comparisons tonight, you mentioned the speed that these Hopkinsville Tigers have, as well as the Spartans. As you look at their entire season total so far, Spartans 10-0 on the year, undefeated. Hopkinsville 7-4. You see the Spartans have a slight edge in most of those categories, especially offensively. The Spartans have really been able to do it both in the air and on the ground. So for both of these teams, there's a lot of question marks maybe surrounding this game, especially how the regular season matchup went. But ultimately, Hamp, I think we're going to see the run game come to play big time between both these teams.
Oh, yeah. The run game for both of these teams is absolutely insane, absolutely wonderful. This is the type of run game that you definitely want to see, is two teams who have power backs and speedsters the way that they do.
We'll go ahead and step aside as the anthem plays, and we'll return for your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountains Sports Network.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back to South Warren High School here for your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountains Sports Network. The entire 7 Mountains Sports crew here with you. Ryan Murphy, Big Hamp alongside, including Matthew Clark, Megan Geisler, and Dalton Lawson. Our entire crew set for an exciting matchup tonight in 6A in Bowling Green. The Spartans hosting the Hopkinsville Tigers, a rematch from their regular season, except the odds now, Hamp, are a little bit higher senior night for the Spartans, and tonight your season either ends or continues from the final whistle here tonight.
And you definitely don't want to go home on senior night, man. They had to push senior night back, like you said, from last week. Didn't get to have that game, but here we are now, and it's a beautiful night to have it. It's clear out. Looks like it's going to be even playing field. Again, you got two speedsters on this turf, man, and it makes a big difference when you don't have any rain. It's not cold out, and everybody's just warmed up, ready to go.
Now, the last time we were here in Spartan country, it was pretty cold, and now it's a little bit warmer. I think if you couldn't tell, it's kind of affecting my voice a little bit. But we're going to try to get through tonight. It's going to be a fun game. As we look at your players to watch tonight, we talked about the speedsters that both these teams possess, and Hopkinsville, boy, do they have one. He is arguably in the running for Mr. Kentucky football this year, the senior that is James Bradley. Yes, he's a running back, but he has done so much more than that. But you look at those numbers just from last week in their first-round matchup, 20 rushes for 223 yards, 5 total touchdowns. That's a season high and a career high for him on the ground, as well as 3 tackles defensively to go along with it. And you can see there on the bottom of your screen the season stats that he's been able to tally is just, it's unfathomable.
Man, absolutely insane.
Over 1,500 yards total, over 30-some touchdowns. He's got a pick 6. He's got a kickoff return. He's got a punt return touchdown. He's got pretty much every way you could possibly score in football. He's the statewide leader in scoring, and it's someone that the Spartans are going to have to watch tonight. And that's why this player to watch is going to be so crucial to the team. On defense especially, Isaiah Bridges, the junior, has been arguably one of the strongest pieces of the Spartans secondary throughout the entire season. Last week, only a tackle and an interception, but that doesn't speak volumes to the effect that Bridges has on the defensive side of the ball, especially with how big of a performance they had offensively last week. So he didn't necessarily play the full 4 quarters that you're used to seeing, and he makes a big impact. 5 interceptions on the year. When they see that number 8 jersey down covering some of those receivers, they think twice when it comes to throwing to that guy.
Yeah, most definitely. You don't want to throw the ball in his direction because he's always watching. He is a hawk. Not only is he going to jump in front of the ball, but he's always where the ball is, no matter where it is on the field defensively. Bridges is definitely one to keep an eye on.
Both these teams have strong players on both sides of the ball, many of them two-way players. Both players to watch are a part of that as well. As we look at your keys to the game tonight, James Bradley ultimately going to be the key to the success tonight for Hopkinsville and how well he can get going. But the thing is, Hamp, when you look at the regular season matchup for Bradley and how he fared, he did decently well. Rushed for over 100 yards, also had 2 touchdowns in the contest against the Spartans in the regular season. Question is when you're defensively looking at this team for the Spartans, do you just try to stop those around him, or do you try to stop him specifically and force them to go outside?
This is a situation where you would have to take a look at everybody around him as well as Bradley himself. You got wide receivers out there that are definitely good wide receivers, and the team as a whole are definitely speedsters. But this defense, this Spartan defense, they come together and they play as a team. No matter what you see as far as numbers as one player on the Spartans, if you look at them as a collective, they do things as a collective. It's not an I situation. They definitely know that there is no I in team.
Yeah, this Hopkinsville team, they're arguably on the up and up. There is now the knowledge that next year Hopkinsville and Christian County will combine. That program, I'm sure, is going to continue to strengthen. And I believe, Hamp, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how exactly they're doing the naming rights. I think Hopkinsville, they're staying Hopkinsville, but they're keeping the mascot. I don't know how exactly they're swapping it around.
Be the Colonel Tigers?
The Colonel Tigers, or they're doing. I don't know
Tiger
exactly.
Colonels.
Don't know exactly what the plan is, but either way, you know that they're going to just continue to rise up. Actually, this year, just a week ago, when they got that first-round win against Davis County, it's Hopkinsville's first playoff win since 2022, as well as their final home game ever at Hopkinsville High School. So, arguably, they know they're going to be on the road from here on out throughout the rest of their season if they win tonight, but it's going to come down to this, and they're going to put a lot of that on the back of James Bradley.
Oh, yeah, and that's exactly what they need to do, but they also should count on their defense because them as well, their defense led by Jackson Foster, man, they have a good squad there. They have a good defensive team, and they're going to have to put together, their whole unit is going to have to come together to stop this Spartan offense because we already know what they can do, man. We talked about it. They're like GM. They pull out the same product. No matter who you take out, somebody's coming in, and it's going to be just as good as what you had the first time.
High horsepower horsepower. They're quick. They've got the stamina and the fuel to get it done. And sometimes you get one that comes out with a big shiny ZR1 badge. It's got a bigger V8, souped up more. Just depends. But as we go through tonight, of course, we have your live coverage here from South Warren High School between the Spartans and the Tigers. We'll also give you scoring updates from around the region. Those matchups include Greenwood, which will be at Owensboro for the 5A playoffs. Apollo will be just across town at Bowling Green. Franklin Simpson will be at Paducah Tillman in the 4A playoffs. Logan County will also be at Elizabethtown in the 4A playoffs. Again, another 6A matchup. Henderson County will be at McCracken County. The winner of that matchup will play the winner of this matchup tonight between the Spartans and the Tigers here in 6A. And then down the road, just down I-65 and a little bit quicker trip, Union County will be at the undefeated Glasgow Scotties in the 3A playoffs. We'll have those updates as well as Hart County at Murray County in the 3A playoffs. Those teams, the winner of those two lap matchups, will face each other in the next round. As Hamp, we take a look now at the series history. It's a short one, but the Spartans seem to have dominated it thus far.
It is a short one, but like you said, the Spartans had dominated them. The first time they met them, it was a close game in the playoffs. 4A at the time is what they were in. Bowling Green team South Warren won 28-4, and then as we moved on down to 2017-2018, you had 35-49 wins. Hopkinsville didn't even get into the 20s on those two games right there, and then most recently, 5 weeks in week 5, 33-21. Now we're looking at the Hopkinsville saying, "Hey, we want to get a win here. We got to get at least one moving forward, and especially joining forces with their crosstown rivals. They want to get a win now, but hey, it's going to be a tough road."
Yeah, no better time for the win to come. The closest matchup between these two teams coming, Hamp, like you mentioned, in their first in 2016. But since then, it seems like they've been slowly crawling back in those other matchups. And tonight, they're going to hope to get it done. Both teams heading to center field as they begin to meet with the captains and the coaches of these two teams. And we'll have the coverage of the coin toss here shortly and your starting lineups to go along with it here as well. We're about 4 minutes or so from kickoff here this afternoon in a picture-perfect setting. The weather could not be better. Last time we were here at Spartans Field, it was quite cold, a little bit chilly.
Yes,
Hamp and I were, I think, packed down with our jackets and our gloves. I wasn't so much. I didn't think good enough in time. You can see how that worked out for me, Hamp. You can hear the stuffiness in my nose. It didn't totally work out super well. But down there on the field, you can see it now on your screen. Dalton Lawson on our field cam. First time with us this season. He's doing a great job so far. Also during our pregame coverage, you saw those shots of our players to watch. That was Dalton as well. So shout out to him joining us here on the broadcast crew for the first time this season. If you're watching with us, we are only live on YouTube, so we appreciate you for tuning in. If you're tuning in on YouTube and you know someone who's looking for it, whether it be on Facebook or over the radio waves, make sure you share the link to the YouTube stream to them. That way they can join and watch along with this matchup with us. The officials are there at center field with the captains of both teams for the coin toss at the moment. Again, our coverage tonight only on YouTube thus far tonight. That you could expect it probably to remain that way. So if you know anyone looking for the live stream, it is not going to be on Facebook, not going to be on the radio wave. Spartans win the coin toss, it appears. They're going to take it, looks like downfield to the far side the way they're facing. See the official is saying Spartans win the coin toss, and they once again defer to the second half. Hamp, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the third straight time this year we've covered the Spartans, and they've won the coin toss and chosen to defer to the second half.
I think they do it every single time, man.
Now, as we get rolling, we're going to get into your starting lineups tonight. First up, for the visiting Hopkinsville Tigers, at quarterback number 17, Josiah McCarley. At running back, our player to watch tonight, number 3, James Bradley, potential Mr. Kentucky football candidate, going to be in the running tonight. At wide receiver, number 8, Aiden Jesse. Also at wide receiver, number 1, DeAndre Watkins. And number 12, Keyshawn Teal. At tight end, number 9 is Tremaine Clay. And on your offensive line, number 77, Michael Harper. At left guard, number 59, Foster Jackson. At center, number 58, Kayvon Johnson. At right guard, number 55, Kadantri Ware. And at right tackle, number 54, Braden Dowling, the senior, rounds out your starting offense for the Tigers and their starting defense. On the edge, number 14, Jordan Durzin, the senior. Also on the defensive line, number 77, Michael Harper. Also on the line, number 52, Peyton Martin. And on the edge, number 16, Jordan Catlett. In your linebackers, number 9, Tremaine Clay, number 59, Foster Jackson, number 18, Griffin Meacham, number 20, Caden Humphrey. In your secondary, also in your secondary, number 1, DeAndre Watkins, number 13, Jayan Bass, and number 3, the player to watch tonight, James Bradley. In that starting secondary as the Spartans take the field, and we get you rolling with the Spartans starting offense tonight. For the offense, starting at quarterback, number 7, the junior, it's Camden Page. Starting at running back, number 2, it's Caden York. At wide receiver, number 1, the senior, is Jake Carter, the record setter here in the South Warren program. Also at wide receiver, number 5, Tucker Sears, and at receiver, number 18, Justin Caps. At tight end, the senior, number 12, Griffin Reynolds. On the offensive line, at left tackle, number 78, Kyler Lyons. At left guard, number 77, Caleb Wilson. At center, number 56, Xavier Wilson. At right guard, number 50, Bubba Woods. And at right tackle, number 55, Malik Butler. Your starting defense for the Spartans on the edge, number 3, Will Mays. On the line, number 52, Jaquez Smith. Defensive tackle, number 55, Malik Butler. And on the edge, number 20, Clay Helton. Drayson Moore, Cole Kuzma, Takeon Darden, Corbin Logan, Isaiah Bridges, our player to watch for the Spartans, Caden York, and Riley Aller rounds out your starting defense and your starters for the South Warren Spartans tonight as we are set to get underway right on time here tonight in Spartans country. It's sure to be an exciting time as the 6A playoffs continue here in Bowling Green. As a reminder, stay with us for all your coverage here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network, ready to start this game tonight. The flashlight's coming on to the student section just across the way there at the top of your screen. We are underway between the Spartans and the Tigers. That kickoff's going to go out of bounds to the far right side. Looked like it bounced out at about the 3 or 4 yard line.
First time I've seen him kick it out of bounds this season.
I know, I was going to say, I don't think we've seen the Spartans do that this year.
Yeah, normally he's put it back there.
So with that ball landing out of bounds, that will move the Tigers to start at the 35-yard line at their own territory. They'll be moving from left to right to try to score. Spartans will be moving from right to left in this first quarter. First quarter coverage brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Tigers in their all-white jerseys with their black helmets, black numbers in the orange outline. Spartans in their all-black uniforms, black helmets with the silver Spartan logo. First offensive snap of the game. Here's McCarley. Dropping back, looking across the top. That one's thrown over the middle and swatted down by, I believe that's Will Mays, who got his hands up in the air and swatted that one back to the ground.
Got that big old paw up there. If you can't get to it, if you can't get the interception and anything else, put those hands up. Put the hands up.
Will Mays doing just that, so an incompletion on the day for Josiah McCarley, the quarterback, the sophomore. Young Buck earning his stripes here in the playoffs. Thrown for over 1,800 yards this season, 17 touchdowns. Not bad for his sophomore campaign. Here's going to be the handoff to Bradley, who spins his way back up the inside on a fake out. Looks like he gets a couple of yards on that run, his first of the night.
Will Mays is really ready to go this evening. He's the one that gets back there and puts his hands on him first and waits for the cavalry.
It's like about a 3-yard gain on that play. Bradley's first run of the night, so 3 for number 3. 3rd and 8, or 3rd and 7, rather, on the way for the Tigers here on their opening drive. They're going to line up in the shotgun here with McCarley. Bradley to his left hip. They'll have 2 optional receivers on either side. 3rd and 7. Fakes the handoff. Bradley can act as a blocker. Pitched over the middle. That one incomplete. Looked like it was intended for Tremaine Clay. And it was just slightly thrown ahead of his route and landed around midfield. No one around, brings up 4th and 7.
When you got Clay Helton and Malik Butler and the rest of the Spartans coming after you got to get that ball out of there quick, and that's what he did.
11 minutes to go here in this first quarter, brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Tigers going to choose to punt it away. That one goes way up into the air, and Rainbow Shots lands at the 47 in the Tigers' own territory and rolls all the way back to their own 37. So basically that punt only amounting in a gain of a yard down the field.
Now you want the ball to do that in golf. That's when you want the ball to roll backwards for you, is in golf. So that kick right there doesn't look like that's exactly what he wanted to happen, but here we are, and the Spartans are no strangers to starting right here most of the time.
Yeah, they got great opportunities at field position. Their defense has done a great job of doing that, and they did it there, forcing a 3-and-out on the Tigers. No penalties thus far. Here's Camden Page. Spartans wasted no time. Here's the delayed snap, handoff to Caden York. Already on a breakaway here down the right sideline, past the 30, past the 20, forced out of bounds somewhere around the 18-yard line. That's about a 19-yard run there for Caden York, and a blowout first down for the Spartans as they're already into the red zone. Down to the 17, so that will be a 20-yard run for York to open up this game. Last time the Spartans, when they played Hopkinsville in the regular season, it was York and Boards who really did a lot of the heavy lifting in the run game. There's a pitch off to Carter on the right side. That one's caught, shakes his way up the right sideline and is tackled for a short gain of 3.
Spartans are moving the ball really well right now. This is what they always do, set you up. And they're setting you up with the run and then the pass on you.
Started with good field position around the Tigers' 37-yard line, and already with 2 successful plays are inside the 15. Here's the handoff again to York, who's got nobody there on the right side, and he gets struck down late. Oh, no, and continues to stay on his feet. Spins his way into the end zone. Touchdown in 3 plays, Caden York. What a hustle. My goodness, every time, Hamp, I think he's down, he's still on his feet every single time.
Man, and I thought he was down. Had me totally confused there. I thought he had touched down, but he put that hand down there and pushed up.
Wow.
Kept moving.
Wow. I shouldn't be surprised at this point. I don't think. I mean, look at this run. See him there. I mean, almost. It looks like he was going to get drugged down there by the shoulder of the jersey, but he wasn't going to have it. Continued effort by Caden York puts the Spartans on the board with 9:48 to go in the first quarter. The field goal, or the PAT, is complete. Spartans lead 7-0 here with about 9.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. We'll step aside, see if the Tigers can respond on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome back to South Warren High School. Spartans strike first in the opening minutes of the game with a 12-yard rushing touchdown by Caden York. It looked like he went down and he stayed on his feet to keep the run alive, stiff-armed the ground, and kept on running as this kickoff return will land in the backfield. And for a touchback, Tigers will have 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
What's so amazing is that play.
Let's take a look at that play again if we can. I don't know if we got time. We'll take a look courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green before this play gets off. Look at this spin move from York up the right side. And then right there is when you think he goes down, but that was all arm. I mean, he just sticks the elbow in the ground and somehow pivots off of it to keep him up.
It was crazy.
Just a hustle play. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Here's the handoff to Bradley, who is stopped in the backfield by the Spartans, and they send him packing backwards.
You can tell they've been watching film.
Loss of 1 on that run for Bradley, who's only got 2 yards now. After that one, a couple of substitutions here for the Tigers. Josiah McCarley, the sophomore quarterback, we talked about him briefly there on their opening drive. A solid sophomore season he's had thus far, averaging about 170 yards through the air per game. He's got a rushing touchdown on the year as well, plus 17 through the air. Only 6 interceptions on the season as well. Here's the pitch off to the right side. That one's caught. Good enough for the first down. And down the sideline go the Tigers. Here's Jesse. Down to the 30. Down to the 20. Inside the 10. Nearly tripped up inside the 5, but he's into the end zone. Touchdown Tigers.
Just that quick. That's how it can happen. I told you they are a bunch of speedsters, and if you catch them out there and let them catch them on the end like that, touchdown, always.
2nd and 11 from their own 19, and it's Aiden Jesse, the senior receiver, who gets his 9th touchdown of the season. Take a look at this replay. Watch Jesse down the sideline. Looks like he's out for an evening jog. He's got Isaiah Bridges in tow, who just couldn't bring him down. York there on the secondary tackle, and it was just too far gone. Tigers not going to let you think they're down and out of this one. They strike with about 8:51 to go. Less than a minute of game time has gone by since the Spartans got on the board. They're going to go for 2 here with Bradley, who forces it in to take the lead.
Man. Quick strike by the Tigers.
Wow. What a way to respond for Hopkinsville, as they now lead 8-7 over the Spartans here with 8:51 to go in the first quarter. First quarter coverage brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Aqualand is family owned and has been serving South Central Kentucky for over 40 years. They specialize in pools, above ground, semi in-ground, and custom in-ground, plus therapeutic hot tubs, saunas, and cold plunges for year-round comfort. For more information, visit aqualandfun.com. We appreciate them for sponsoring our first quarter coverage here tonight. 8:51 to go in this first quarter. Tigers just took the lead off an 81-yard reception and run by Aiden Jesse. The senior receiver got his 9th touchdown on the season. And the Tigers decide to go for 2 with James Bradley, forces his way up the middle and gets it to go, as now the Tigers have the lead.
Aiden Jesse, definitely one of the wide receivers to take a look out for, as well as Tremaine Clay over here at Hopkinsville.
Here's Isaiah Bridges. He was our player to watch coming in tonight for the Spartans. See what he can do on the kick return. And he gets brought down at about the 30-yard line. That's where the Spartans will start their second offensive drive of the night. They were perfect on the first. 3 plays was all it took for the Spartans to score, but that time they started at the Tigers' 37, and now they'll start from their own 30. Completely opposite situations here for the Spartans. Let's take a look back at that replay, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green, and just look at this run he's on. The beginning part of that run, it looks like Jesse's just out for a jog, and then even still, when he gets past the 40, I mean, it's just like it's like a casual run for him. It was so much speed there. Here's Page, pitch it across the middle. That one's caught by Sears. Sears meets a wall of Tigers around the 38-yard line, and they're going to stop forward progress there. It's like just shy of the first down. Pass complete there to Sears for what looks like a 8-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Spartans off that completion. They'll try to draw the offsides there on the quick snap. Paige York looking off to the sideline for the call, as well as the rest of the offense here for the Spartans. All the starters still in at the moment. 2 receivers on either side out of the shotgun. Here's the snap for Page. Page looking back. He's got to bail him out off the screen to York. York on the run, past the first down marker, past the 45, now past the 50 into Tigers territory, and gets to the Tigers 44.
Foster Jackson had to be right there to make that stop. If Foster wasn't there, you can guarantee that Caden would have been off to the races and would have been in the end zone as well. Speedsters on both teams there.
Solid run there by York. 2 positive gains of 8 or more yards back-to-back for the Spartans to open this drive with about 7:45 to go in the first quarter. Here's the snap from Page. Fakes the handoff to York. York going to act as a blocker there on the left. Page looking downfield, fires away to Corner. Corner catches it at the 2, and he's down just shy of the end zone. My goodness. Wow.
Page had great composure in the pocket. He moved around in it for a bit. They had him set up well. He had plenty of time. The offensive line did great for that pass right there.
Jake Carter, so close to getting that touchdown record for Spartans programs, but he already has the receptions record, and you can see why. He's been so strong for the Spartans his entire career. In this senior year, he wants a title. Here's the pitch to Carter. He dives into the end zone, and he's got it, but there is a flag thrown in the backfield late.
Like, but what could it even be for?
There is a flag down. Should it be against Hopkinsville, this would be a score at the 1-yard line with Jake Carter for the touchdown. Carter kneeling down at his knees. I think he's potentially feeling that this is going to be on the Spartans, and it will be. So we'll take a look at this big catch that is set the Spartans up with a great position here for Page. Plenty of time in the pocket to survey. Downfield, Carter wide open at the 2-yard line. He's had a similar catch like that before this season. We've seen that play draw up some success this year for South Warren. Here's Carter in motion. Now lines up on the left hip of Page. He's got York to the right. They'll hand it off to Carter again to try to finish the job. Stiff arms the Tiger. Heads to the end zone. And he's in for a touchdown, Jake Carter.
They were going to make sure they was going to get him in the end zone. He deserved to be in the end zone, man. And so they made sure that he was going to get there.
Jake Carter with the pitch from Camden Page. Take a look at this replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. Great shot here. Goes flying by our own Dalton Lawson. Great composure from Dalton down there on the sideline to get the shot. Nearly took a hit there from Jake Carter on the touchdown. They're going to go for 2 here are the Spartans. Pitch it off to Carter. Now a pitch back to Page, but it's overthrown. And it's recovered by the Spartans. I think that's Kyler Lyons who jumped on the football to keep it from getting scooped up by the Tigers. So unfortunately the 2-point attempt will not fall the Spartans' way. But either way, South Warren retakes the lead 13-8. Hamp, there's 7:25 to go in this first quarter, and we've already had 3 scores.
Hey, I was telling you, this game is exactly what we thought it was going to be. It was going to be explosive. Man, the defenses right now, I don't know. The defensive both defenses have got to get it together, or it's just going to be a complete shootout, and whoever scores last wins.
Yeah, you saw the big explosive play when we talked to head coach Brandon Smith earlier in the week. He said that's what they thrive on. They thrive off big explosive plays. That last drive for them, it was only 2 plays. They had a loss of 1 on a solid defensive stop for the Spartans against James Bradley. They forced him backwards in the backfield, and then that 81-yard breakaway, essentially, for Aiden Jesse. That's those big explosive plays that the Spartans are going to have to limit here tonight, and if maybe they center the Spartans in on Bradley, they can allow those receivers to get more opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Spartans returning it back to the Tigers. That one's going to land back in the end zone for the touchback. And Hopkinsville will start another drive from their own 20-yard line.
You say you were talking about how Coach Smith says that they look for the big play. They look for that big swing. To me, that's like a boxer that just looks for that haymaker, that looks for that one punch. And you can't live like that. If you live like that, the same way with boxing, if you're just looking for that one big punch, you won't be able to carry it at the end of the game.
Tigers offense back on the field. They've only had 5 offensive plays in this first quarter. Last drive was only 2, like we mentioned before. Bradley on the left hip here. Watch out for him. He's going to take the handoff. Has a block up the middle and some space. Gets past the 25. Looks like to the Tigers 30, and that'll be enough for a blowout first down for Hopkinsville. They'll move the chains.
Weaving in and out of the middle of that line there. He's got moves.
That's Bradley's longest run of the night so far, 10 yards. We'll have it 1st and 10 from the Tigers' own 30 with 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Nice Hopkinsville crowd here below us in the stands. A lot of orange here tonight. Plenty of fans in the Spartan side of the grandstands as well. Here's the snap. This one, a pitch off to the left side. It is caught by Teal. Teal trying to make his way down the sideline, but he's stopped quickly at the 33.
The Spartans fans are like UK fans to me, man. They'll show up to any game. It doesn't matter what it is or who they're playing. They'll always pack it out.
Off that pass, it'll be a 6-yard gain for the Tigers. It'll be 2nd and 4 on the way. They'll line up out of the pistol. A couple of receivers on either side. Looks like they're going to direct snap it here. And a flag is thrown. This looks like it'll be potentially a false start. No, it'll be offsides on the Spartans.
Neutral zone infraction.
Neutral zone infraction on South Warren. That'll shift the chains and be enough for another blowout code first down. Second penalty on the Spartans here in this first quarter with 6:07 to go in the first.
You do not want to give anybody, either team do not want to give either one of them an opportunity of any kind of the slightest. 5 yards, 2 yards, 1 yard. You don't want to give them anything. So they have to definitely make sure that they line up correctly and clean up anything that would cause any flags to be thrown out there.
Be quarterback McCarley lining up under center. Bradley in the backfield. Receivers on either side of the line. Dropping back is McCarley. He's looking downfield. He's going to pitch this one up deep. He's got a man downfield. It's a 50-50 ball. It's incomplete. Flag is thrown. That'll be a pass interference.
If he'd have just turned his head, just turn around and look behind him.
Jordan Durson was the intended receiver. Actually, it was Aiden Jesse again downfield being contested by Corbin Logan. And that pass interference call will be enough for another blowout code first down. That's 3 penalties so far in this first quarter against the Spartans. And this now shifts Hopkinsville into Spartans territory. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Spartans 43. 5:28 to go in the first. Out of the shotgun are the Tigers. Here's the snap. Oh, a little bit of a trip in the backfield for the quarterback, but Bradley gets on a breakaway. And a decent gainage of yards there to the 35. Looks like a gain of about 7 there for Bradley. Gain of 8. Second longest run of the night for the running back. Continuing to try to make his case for a Mr. Kentucky Football Award here with 4:50 to go in the first. It'll be 2nd and 2. McCarley fell down there as the ball was snapped and handed off to Bradley, but quickly gets back to his feet. He'll now have Bradley on his left hip. Here's the snap. Hand off to Bradley to finish the job and get another first down. He's got it and then some. Spartans bring him down at their own 27.
That Hopkinsville offensive line is opening it up just enough for him to squeeze through, but just enough for Bradley to squeeze through the Spartan defensive line. They're trying to hold him in, but they just make it just enough, and Bradley's able to squeak through and make a few yards, man.
Spartans lead 13-8 here with about 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter still. We've already had 3 scores. And a completed 2-point conversion by the Tigers and a failed one by the Spartans. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Pitch over the left side. Looks like a little bit of contact was made. That ball's punched out, incomplete. That was Logan in the secondary there for the Spartans.
Absolutely perfect defensive move right there. Great defensive play. He stayed right there with the with the receiver, and he was able to get his hand right there on it and be able to knock the ball down, make sure he did not catch that pass at all.
Clock stops on that incomplete. 3:59 to go in the first quarter. 13-8 Spartans lead, but the Tigers are knocking on the door. It's like they'll snap this one from the Spartans 28. In the backfield, here's a snap. Handing it off once again to Bradley, trying to bounce off some defenders and his linemen up the middle. He'll get a short gain.
This is what the Spartans want to do right here, is just keep everything contained, keep everything bottled up, and keep everything in front of them. That pass interference, it looked like, oh, man, he messed up. But at the same time, if he would have caught that ball, it could have been another score. It could have been another touchdown. But committing that penalty halted everything and stopped, and maybe be able to get a stop right here.
6 runs so far for James Bradley already in this first quarter. Last game he had 20, so we're going to expect he's probably going to end with about that number. That ball swatted out of the air. It'll be pronounced incomplete in the backfield with the pressure. What do you know, Malik Butler?
Malik Butler did exactly what he was supposed to do. Rip that arm off the offensive lineman, get back there to the quarterback. Put the hands up. Put the hands up.
Malik Butler put so much pressure in the backfield, is a big part of that. In the last game, he had a tackle for loss, 5 tackles to go along with it, led the team in that category. Probably should have had a sack in that one too. A couple of ones that he hoped to get back in that win over Logan County. As we got a timeout called by the Tigers on what will be 4th and 8. They're going to talk it over here with 3:15 to go here in the first quarter. A lot of action back and forth here early in this game.
Man, it's absolutely amazing the way this game is going. I'm glad that it's kind of slowed down a little bit for us because it was moving so fast. Both teams were just getting it and doing things the way they wanted to do it, and everything was working the way they wanted to work. Now the defenses are starting to come out. The South Warren defense is coming out now and starting to make the plays that they need to play to make in order to slow down this fast Hopkinsville team. Hoptown is what we call it.
Hoptown.
See how I mess up my words? I just say Hoptown.
Again, we talked about it earlier. This Hopkinsville team will effectively next year cease to exist. It's going to be a combination between themselves and Christian County as they combine and are sure to just continue to strengthen each other as programs. Both will continue to compete in 6A now as one combined unit. This season, it's the second year for head coach Dustin Lopez. Obviously not a whole lot of answers currently as to what the staff of the team is going to look like as of next year, but Lopez not done a bad job in his first 2 years. 10-11 his overall record with the Tigers.
Not bad.
4th and 8, and it looks like the Tigers are going to go for it here. Dropping back is the sophomore. He's going to pitch it straight across the middle. That one intended for Bradley. It's incomplete. Good secondary coverage for the Spartans.
Ooh, good pressure by Jacquees Smith. Jacquees Smith was back there this time putting on the pressure, making sure that the ball was overthrown and thrown ahead of Bradley.
So good pressure from the front four for the Spartans. And good coverage in the secondary as well. Leads to a turnover on downs. Back to the Spartans. And it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 27 this time around. We're working to get our camera coverage, I believe, back online. So if you're still listening with us, we appreciate you for sticking through it. There we go. We got our camera back going now here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. We've had a little bit of trouble with our internet connection here tonight. Mother Nature playing tricks on us. And yet we stay live. 3:10 to go here in the first quarter. Reynolds in motion to the right side, making the handoff to Boards. This one pitched off to Carter, who he's got glue on his gloves, looks like. Hauls that one in and heads down the sideline to the 50 before he's forced out of bounds. Good run there. Another blowout first down for Jake Carter. Gets the Spartans to their own 47. From their own 27, I believe it was. So about a 20-yard gain off that pass. Completion to Carter. It's been the big mover tonight for this team. Chase Bell now checking in at quarterback for the Spartans. This 2-quarterback system has really worked well for South Warren so far this season. Bell holding on to the rock, pitching it across the middle. He's got Reynolds there inside the 40. Now he's got a breakaway. No defenders nearby. He's going to get spun around at the 22-yard line in Tigers territory. Great play and great read by Chase Bell, who finds Griffin Reynolds downfield.
I want to give props to the offensive line for giving the time, giving Chase enough time to make sure that ball and the play developed that he could get the ball right where you needed it to be.
Decent gain there for the Spartans. Tigers cheering on their defense here as the Spartans near the red zone and a flag's thrown. It'll be a false start on the offense. Again, penalties continuing to bite the Spartans here early with 2:10 to go in the first quarter. Hamp, this isn't something we're necessarily unfamiliar with in what we've seen from them this season.
That is a fact, and it makes me want to go down there at halftime and tell them to clean it up. Man, this is something that we have seen the Spartans do starting off, but they normally get it cleaned up by the second half of the game and get it to where they're not making these mental mistakes, because that's what they are. It's just mental mistakes. They'll slow it down and calm down here in just a moment.
Again, our camera coverage is experiencing some technical difficulties, so we'll keep you updated here with the audio. Another snap, and a flag is thrown late. And another false start is called on the Spartans. But, man, I mean, both were kind of late calls there, Ham.
They were late calls, and I'm sure Coach Smith is going to have a conversation to figure out why is it, one, that they're called late, and two, you guys need to make sure you're staying still.
Justin Capps,
100%.
Justin Capps kind of throwing his hands up and asking, well, what's the problem? Not entirely sure there. Of McCarley, who just got sacked there. It'll be 3rd down and 14. Tigers deep in their own territory. Bradley sent off to the right side. Spartans flexing to counter. Into the backfield. Mays with the pressure. This one pitched off. Tigers with the completion, but the Spartans have every area covered, and they're brought down in a hurry.
Cole Kuzma on the tackle there.
Get a brief injury timeout. Oh, man.
Doesn't look good.
That does not look good. That, I believe, is Tremaine Clay heading back to the sideline, holding his left arm, and it does not look good. Hoping he's okay. Not seeing a whole lot of motion. Potentially dislocated or something along that lines for Clay.
Man, yeah, I hope it's just bruised or something, just landed on it a little funny.
That would be an unfortunate loss for the Tigers here this early. DeAndre Watkins heads out there at receiver to replace him. Here's the snap. They'll punt it away to the Tigers. Much better punt this time around, and it's going to land around the 50, but behind the Spartans bench, and actually bounce off one of their branded tents there in front of the home side. And that will bring out the Spartans offense once again after the punt. South Warren leads 13-8 with 10:18 to go here in the first half.
That was definitely a better kick than the last one, but once again, the Spartans start off in great territory. They're starting off at, the 40-yard line, like 39, starting at 39, 40-yard line. Definitely good field position. This could definitely get them into push the lead a little further away before we get to going into the halftime.
So Spartans force another 4th down there for the Tigers. They'll shift over to the left hash. Spartans now moving from left to right to score. Tigers will be moving from right to left for the rest of this first half. Spartans wearing their all-black uniforms and their black helmets with the silver logo. Tigers wearing their all-white uniforms, white jerseys, white pants with the black helmets and that signature orange tiger across the dome. Spartans offense back on the field. Camden Page in command at quarterback. Here's the snap. Junior pitching over to the left side, caught by York. York down inside past the 35, past the 30, still shaking and baking, past the 20, past the 15, spun around inside the 10-yard line. Oh, my goodness. What a run there. That was actually Isaiah Bridges on the catch.
Isaiah Bridges making moves, breaking plays, and he's doing exactly what he's known to do. He hasn't taken time off at all. It's like the bye week never happened.
Isaiah Bridges was our player to watch tonight, and he's showing you why. They're going to fan out the receivers to the right side with Carter and Bridges. Here's the snap. Hand off to Boards. Boards heading up the middle to the left. No doubt about it. Drags a man into the end zone. Spartans back on the board.
Back on the board by Jameer Boards.
His 5th touchdown of the season on the ground for the junior. That doesn't tell you the whole story for Jameer Boards. In the regular season game against Hopkinsville, it was him and Caden York, a backfield duo, that ultimately led to that victory in the regular season. And now here Boards is again making an impact in his junior season in the playoffs, going for 2 here on the pitch to Caps. And he's in for 2.
Caps on the Wildcat, and the 2-point conversion is good.
2-point conversion's good for Justin Caps. And the Spartans now lead 21-8 with 9:44 to go here in the second quarter. We'll step aside and see if the Tigers can respond on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
Welcome you back to the 7 Mountain Sports Network here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Spartans strike again. Another touchdown that time by Jameer Boards, and then converted on the 2-point conversion was Justin Capps. So a solid drive for the Spartans. Gives them the 21-8 lead. Nearly a fumble there on the kick return. And here comes the Tigers. Still shaking past the 30. Brought down at the 34.
Man, he was moving so fast, he ran through 2 tackles.
Just when you thought he may have fumbled the football, that was Keyshawn Teal. 9:35 to go now in the second quarter. It's a 21-8 Spartans lead. Only the Tigers have used the timeout here in this first half. Despite the penalty difference between these two teams, Spartans hold the 2-score lead.
And now it's up to the defense to make sure that they hold on and maintain and keep the lead exactly where it is and give Hoptown nothing.
If you're still tuned in with us, we appreciate you for sticking with us for the coverage despite the technical difficulties. Here's the handoff to Bradley. Going to run his way through, and he'll get stuffed around the 37-yard line in Tigers territory. It's like about a 4-yard gain. Be 2nd and 5. It is a 5-yard gain that time around. 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Lining up under center will be McCarley. No, he'll step back into the backfield alongside Bradley. 2nd and 5. Here's the handoff again to Bradley, who's got a perfect shot up the A-gap and plenty of room to breathe. He has nobody near him. He has taken off inside the 10. James Bradley into the end zone for a touchdown, but there's potentially a flag thrown in the backfield. There is. A flag is down at the 42-yard line in Tigers territory. So this looks like it's going to get brought back.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Chop block.
Chop block there. We may potentially have a look at it. Take a look at this play. Courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Let's look back at it here. See if you see that chop block there around the line just before Bradley gets free. And now what went from a 2nd and 5 will now turn into a 3rd and 10. Or 2nd and 10.
That block is what allowed him to break free the way that he did and get into the secondary. Once he gets into the secondary and turns on those jets, it's absolutely difficult to even do anything with him. But that chop block is what allowed him to get into the backfield.
Timeout called by the Tigers. And it looks like head coach Dustin Lopez arguing his case with the chief official. A little bit of confusion there. Let's take a look again. Back at this replay. Look at the low chop around the line. You see it there. Just enough breathing room for Bradley. And, I mean, there was 4 or 5 defenders there within about 5 yards. But once he got to about the 40, I mean, you could just see every step was another leg on the competition.
It's like he was running in the 100-meter relay. I mean,
I didn't do enough research. I'm curious if Bradley also runs track because, my goodness, I need to see what his 40 time is.
We used to have it as a running joke that the whole team was on the track team. like the whole team, because everybody was absolutely speedsters, fast, and it doesn't look like that. It looks like that they're doing the same thing. I mean, we used to have to run track after football season or in the middle of football season, and I'm sure they have to probably do the same thing.
A couple of score updates from around the region at halftime. Union County leads Glasgow 3-0. Into the first between Owensboro and Greenwood. The Red Devils lead the Gators 21-7, and Murray leads Hart County at the end of 21-0. 2nd and 10 after the penalty for the Tigers. This one pitched off to the left, caught by Jesse. Jesse, no, incomplete as he lost the football on the spin back to the outside. Incomplete will bring up 3rd and 10.
He was definitely looking downfield to try to see what he's going to do, but at the same time, he had people right there on him. He actually had Logan right there on him.
8:13 to go in the second quarter. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Tigers. See if the Tigers try to find another opening here for Bradley, but no, they're going to send out multiple receivers on all sides. Here's the snap on 3rd and 10. In motion is McCarley. Pitches it over the top. That's caught for the first down by Jesse, and that'll shift the chains. Another blowout first down for the Tigers.
Butler with heels as he made the pass, got out of the pocket, was able to move over to the side and get the pass off where he needed it to be.
Jesse shakes off the previous drop. Take a look at this replay courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Shook off that last drop and converts on the crucial 3rd down. A little over 12 yards, that completion for Jesse. 2 catches on the day, totaling over 90 yards and a touchdown. Here's a snap. Handed off late to Bradley. Bradley trying to sneak his way under the line to the left, but the Spartans send him packing. No gain. Bring up 2nd and 10. $7:25 to go in the second quarter. It's still a 21-8 Spartans lead. Second quarter coverage brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. Morgantown Bank and Trust serving Bowling Green, Morgantown, and now Beaver Dam. Visit one of our locations today. Appreciate Morgantown Bank and Trust for sponsoring our second quarter coverage. Once the second quarter comes to a completion, don't be afraid to stick around for our halftime coverage. We'll give you the stats and preview the second half here. Look at some score updates from around the region. Lining up under center is the quarterback. Pitch over to the left side. Again, that's Jesse with his 3rd catch of the day. He's forced out of bounds around the 49. Just shy of Spartans territory. Be a gain of 6.
They keep throwing that same play right there. They keep tossing it over to the side. But the Spartans are picking it up on it pretty quick and making sure that I believe that's the same play that got them the touchdown at the beginning there.
Yeah.
So I think the Spartans have finally figured that they're not going to let that get behind them again.
6-yard completion to Jesse. It'll now be 3rd and 4. Another crucial 3rd down here for the Tigers. Grandstands are shaking with the cheers from the Hopkinsville faithful. Hand off to Bradley, and the Spartans say no. And that'll bring up 4th down and a loss of 1.
You had Clay Helton and Cole Kuzma back there on the stop, making sure that it gets nowhere, no gain.
5:45 to go in the first half. Spartans did win the coin toss, and they chose to defer, so regardless of how the second quarter comes to a conclusion, they will have the football to start the second half. They currently have the 2-score lead, 21-8. And it looks like the Tigers are going to aim to go for it here or draw a penalty on 4th down. In the backfield is McCarley. On the right hip is Bradley. In the backfield, and there's the flag. Exactly what they wanted. It's thrown on the defense. And that will shift the Tigers. Just so it looks to be, that looks like less than a yard, Hamp, for the first down. Right at it.
Right at it.
They may try to
right on it.
They may try to bring the chains out here to measure.
Oh.
Looks like they will.
Yep.
Yep, they're going to bring the chains out here because it's going to be 4th and inches otherwise.
I don't think they got it, though.
It looks like it's just shy. If it is, it's by a narrow edge.
I personally, looking at that call right there, they jumped a little bit, but I didn't see a neutral zone infraction. I didn't see anybody clearly pass the ball or touch anybody. Like it was a situation where they didn't even have to get back. Like they barely moved. So me personally, I wouldn't have called that.
Hopkinsville faithful in the grandstands are pointing downfield for the first down. Man, that looks short. It's just short. Just shy. Look at that. That's not even, what? White line to edge of a football?
Just about.
The difference?
Just about. They literally can reach the ball over the line there, get first down, and move on.
Hamp, if I was a play caller, I feel like the obvious one here is to go to Bradley. Bradley actually walking to the sideline, getting some words with the coaching staff, and now heading back to the huddle. I think that pretty much sums it up for you here, that on this 4th and inches, they're going to trust Bradley to get the job done.
Either give it straight to him, which I think is what they're going to do. Yep.
It's like a direct snap here to Bradley.
Yep.
He's going to line up under center. May see a little bit of a tush push here. 4th and inches. Spartans know what to expect. Can they stop it? Here's the snap. Bradley breaches through. That's enough for the first down.
Almost, though. Almost. They stopped it up. He was just big enough and a little bit more powerful enough to get that little bit. Get that little bit to get the first down.
On the first hit, Bradley lost the momentum, but it was the second that he was able to carry that forward momentum and shift the chains for another blowout first down. And that'll be 1st and 10. Tigers got the penalty they needed. They're going to try to roll here. Get back within a score of the Spartans. 4.5 minutes to go in the half. Here's the direct snap again to Bradley. Finds space up the right side. It still has room to breathe. Shakes a couple tackles. Moves the chains for a first down inside the 30.
He's just barely making it through those gaps. He's barely making it. It's not like the Spartans are trying to close them off. The offensive line is opening it up just enough.
That looks to be the longest run of the night for Bradley so far, about 16 yards. A little over 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Tigers are on a roll and taking their time running the clock down here in the first half. Spartans defense looking angsty. Drayson Moore eager to apply that pressure. Here's the handoff. Different back in the field. For the Tigers, it's like a gain on that play. That run was Jeremiah Smith, the sophomore back.
And Moore and Helton were there to close him off, to make sure he didn't get any more than he needed.
2-yard gain there by Smith. Bring up 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. Inside the 30-yard line in Spartans territory. Receivers on either side. Dropping back under center is the quarterback. He's going to flick it over the top to Jesse. He's got him down there into the end zone. Touchdown Tigers.
Malik Butler in his face. And he throws a fatal play, one moment. One penalty, 2 penalties, 3 penalties can definitely put you back in the game, and that's kind of what happened here. These penalties kind of shifted the momentum and got them back into the game, man.
Tigers' momentum is definitely on this from the Hopkinsville Tigers, and now the Spartans will have a chance to respond with about 3 minutes to go in the half.
That's one thing you can say about Hoptown's offense is they didn't give up knowing that they were down a couple scores. They didn't just put their heads down like some teams would do and just, go through the motions and just play it. They're still fighting.
And you just think, Camp, there was also a point where the Tigers had a potential big touchdown. Here is Bridges on the return to the 43-yard line. And he's brought down a solid return there for number 8, Isaiah Bridges.
And Isaiah was cutting it through the middle of the field there to Jordan Catlett.
Spartans offense will head back out onto the field. The Tigers, led by Foster Jackson. Defensively, he's had arguably the best year of any of the Tigers. 3.5 sacks recorded, 9 tackles for loss, nearly 100 tackles coming into tonight's game. Team as a whole has 20 sacks compared to the Spartans' 12. They know how to get pressure in the backfield. Here's Page. Makes a handoff to York. He'll throw it off the screen to the left side to Carter. Hit stick. Avoids the tackle. Sideline pass to 50. It's like he's forced out of bounds about the 47-yard line.
Just before the first down. Good run. Good pass on that one.
Good breakaway there by Carter off the screen. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Here's the Spartans with Page in the backfield. Receivers on either side, 3 stacked up to the left. Here's the snap. They'll hand it off to York out of the backfield. Had some momentum, spins his way past the first down marker. That'll shift the chains for a Blowout Cove first down with 2:40 to go here in the first half. Sparch into Tigers territory. Got about 2.5 minutes to try to get on the board. Either way, they will have the football to start the second half. 3 receivers stacked heavy to the left side again for Page. We'll hand it off to York out of the backfield again. He's got space. Past the 40. Continues to make a run. Nearing the 35. And it looks like another 8-yard advantage there to the Spartans. Another 2nd down and 2 here for South Warren. 2 minutes to go in the half. Spartans going to have to play hurry up here to score. Again, 3 receivers stacked to the left. 1 down low is Tucker Sears. York there to bail him out on the screen. Page going to hold on to it. Fires it down the right side. That's caught by Sears. Good enough for a Blowout Cove first down, and he's forced out of bounds past the 30-yard line.
Way to extend the play with his feet, being able to get the pass out there and get the first down.
First and 10 for the Spartans here, 1:40 to go in the half. Clock is still winding down. Spartans lead 21-16. They'd like to put it back up to 2 scores before the halftime break. Two receivers on either side. Here's Page dropping back. Got time to breathe. He's under pressure. Moving off to the left side. He's going to have to hold on to it here down inside the 20s. He heads out of bounds. Solid run there. 1:18 to go in the half.
Smart play by the quarterback right there. The defense had everybody on lock, had everything covered, and make sure that nothing was going to happen. But he had plenty of time there a little bit, but he did have enough room to go out on the open side of the field and was able to get a few yards out of the deal.
7-yard run by Lucky 7. That's Camden Page trying to lead the drive here with 1:18 to go in the half. It'll be 2nd and 3. Receivers on either side of the line. Here's the handoff to York in the backfield. Forces his way up the A-gap. Past the 20-yard line into the red zone. Go the Spartans. Page trying to play hurry up. Calling the audible here. 1:10 to go in the first half. And they'll call it a first down. Here's a snap. Page going to hold on to it. Flicks it off the screen. He's got Carter again, who's going to try to shake and bake past the 10-yard line. He's tackled quickly. Looks like he's brought down around the 8 with right at a minute to go here in the first half. That completion good enough for 9 yards to Carter. 2nd and 1 from the Tigers 6. Here's the handoff to York. York trying to bounce his way, but he's going to get brought down to the backfield by the Tigers.
A host of Tigers on it.
Timeouts called by the Spartans. It's looked like they may say that, I think they're going to say they called the timeout in advance of the play. Actually, no, that looks like they will say that they lost it. Officials still talking it over there. Also 3 there against York, who was tackled in the backfield.
Both of these teams are running pretty much almost identical plays. They throw that screen out there on the short side of the field to the wide receiver. They're running it. Both of them are running up the gut. Like, they know what they have in their teams, and they are definitely using them to their full potential.
So it'll now be 3rd down and 4. To get a first down, the Spartans need to get to the Tigers' 6-yard line. They lead 21-16. They were up 2 scores before the 26-yard passing fadeaway touchdown from McCarley to Jesse. Now 39 seconds to go in the half. Spartans want to make it as difficult as possible here for Hoptown in the second half. Page and York back out there in the backfield. 3 receivers stacked heavy to the right side. 1 to the left and Will Mays. Going to be there to design a blocker. Carter in motion to the left. Now lined up on the left hip. Here's the snap. Hand off to Carter. Carter going to try to shake his way up the right side. Looks like he's got the first down inside the 5. That'll make it 1st and goal for the Spartans with 30 seconds to go in the half.
Jake Carter on the carry for the Spartans.
Jake Carter with the carry. It's like a 6-yard gain there for Jake Carter. Here's the snap to York. Sidestepping, spinning, forcing his way into the end zone. Caden York, undeniable. Just when you think he's down, he stays on his feet. And the touchdown is complete by York.
York does exactly what you are supposed to do as a running back. You keep running, you keep running, you keep moving those legs, and you do not stop. You keep grounding and keep grinding until you make it to your destination, which is the end zone.
Looks like a player for the Tigers went down late there in the going of that play. It's like Kayvon Johnson was listed as the starting center tonight. And once again, the Spartans are going to go for 2. A little trickery here. Reynolds down to the back end corner of the end zone. It's caught. What a play. Called there and caught by Tucker Sears. 2 more points tallied for the Spartans. They now lead 27-16 with 18 to go in the first half. Or 16, my bad. Got ahead of myself. 29-16 the lead now for the Spartans with 18 seconds to go in the second quarter. That's the result they wanted to end this first half, despite the penalties, despite the setbacks, despite the Tigers' continued response. The Spartans still hold the manageable lead.
This is exactly where they want to be going into halftime. You want to go in up, getting the ball back, coming in from halftime. This is exactly where you want to be, and then the defense just has to keep playing the way that they're playing. Is just staying in the game and staying in the moment, and keep those penalties to a minimum, because you give Hopkinsville an inch, they're going to take a mile or 4. So you can't give them any opportunities at all.
18 seconds to try to get something flashy here for the Tigers for an opportunity to score. Spartans will kick off back to the Tigers. They'll try to return. Back to receive is James Bradley, the player to watch. Also back there to receive is Keyshawn Teal, the senior. Set to receive around the 5-yard line. Spartans haven't given them much opportunity to do so. See if they try to go for the touchback here. That one bounces right off the Tigers. Actually made contact with Jordan Catlett, and that will give Hopkinsville some decent field position here with 16 seconds to go. They'll have it at their own 46-yard line. Or if that was intentional.
Wow, and I'm wondering.
Or if it kind of came low off the foot, if it was a little low heel toe.
See, and I figured that's what they were going to try to do, just to keep the ball in bounds, let them run, make a move, make a play, and run the rest of the time down. But I think it might have just missed a little bit.
Maybe have even done it too, so they didn't have a chance to maybe find some of that space to get down the sideline. 1st and 10 here in the first half, and it looks like Hopkinsville will, rather than choose to go for something crazy, they'll kneel it out and end the first half there. But it's the Spartans who hold on to a strong first half lead, 29-16. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll continue our coverage for our halftime show. We'll go over the stats, give you some score updates from around the region right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated. And from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
We know getting your car serviced isn't exactly your favorite thing to do.
That's why we don't treat it like it's just another job.
You want it done fast without cutting corners.
We get it right the first time.
You've got places to be.
So we move like your schedule depends on it, because it does.
Clear communication, no surprises.
Trust goes further than miles.
Toyota of Bowling Green.
We make servicing your vehicle simple.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week at South Warren High School. Spartans hosting the Hopkinsville Tigers. At halftime, Spartans lead 29-16. Both these teams looking to continue their postseason hopes here in 6A. And as we take a look at your first half offensive stats for both of these teams, looks like our graphics not working, so we could just go ahead and read them off to you, at least as we have them. Total for the Spartans so far, at least by our metrics, so these may be a little wavered compared to the final results. 161 passing yards for the Spartans, 94 rushing, 255 the total. There we go. We got your stats up there on your screen now if you're watching with us live on YouTube. By comparison to the Tigers, we've got 181 total yards there for the Tigers, 178 rather, 47 rushing, 131 passing. by our metrics for the Tigers tonight. So not totally lopsided, a little bit of an advantage given there to the Spartans, but the Tigers still very much in it here through the first half. Those are your halftime scores so far, or halftime stats for the offense. Hamp, how is the defense looking for both of these teams?
Man, the defense, you can't call just one name on either side because the defenses have been doing the best that they can with what they got going and what's coming in front of them. Both defenses, though, have had now give or take 25-26 tackles apiece on each side there. They are doing the best that they can with what they got. There's probably been more more broken tackles than there have been tackles because the two running backs, you got Caden York, and then you got Bradley, and they are just moving. When they got the ball in their hands, anybody that's trying to tackle them, you can't stop them by ankle tackling. You can't stop them by going straight up all the time. You can't just shoulder tackle them. You have to actually get in there and get in dirt and get in the mud with them because those guys right there, they're going to keep those legs chopping.
And that's the thing, too, with both those running backs is they're not afraid to get in the mud either. We saw it twice from Caden York in both his trips to the end zone tonight for the Spartans. His ability to stay on his feet to fight despite immense pressure, especially with that first one. We were all convinced he was down at about the 8 or 9 yard line, and turns out when you watch it back on the replay, we had a great shot courtesy of Dalton Lawson on the field cam, who from the perspective of the camera, it looks like York on the spin trying to break the tackle basically does a limbo move, catches himself on with a stiff arm off the ground and just pushes himself towards the end zone and somehow still manages to get there. That's something we've seen from him all season. It's such a fun type of style of football that the Spartans play because they have players like York who can continue to do that. And I don't even know why I'm sitting here acting surprised. Like we haven't seen Caden do plays like that all season long.
Well, it's something that you can't teach. You can't teach that right there. Either you're going to go for it all or you're not. Either you're going to give it all you got or you're not. And he's one of those players, and Coach Smith has his team ready to go to say, hey, look, we're going to give it everything we got every time we step onto the field.
Yeah, and as we look at some score updates from around the region, of course, here at South Warren Field, the Spartans lead 29-16 over the Hopkinsville Tigers. At the half, Bowling Green Purples lead 17-7 over Apollo. At the half, between the Owensboro Red Devils and the Greenwood Gators, it's Owensboro that leads 28-7 at the half. Final score from 2A between the Monroe County Falcons and Lexington Christian. Lexington Christian takes the win 51-21. So a solid outing there by hometown Monroe County Falcons, putting up some good numbers there in their final game of the season. Halftime between Paducah Tillman and Franklin Simpson. The Blue Tornadoes 42-7 their lead over the Wildcats at halftime. And Murray over Hart County 28-0. Also they lead at halftime. Also we had our most recent score update between Union County and the Glasgow Scotties. Union County leads 3-0 at halftime. That's our most recent score update from them. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll look at maybe a couple of highlights here and look ahead to the second half as the Tigers chasing down the Spartans as the Spartans lead 29-16 on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Welcome you back here to South Warren High School. Spartans lead 29-16 at the half over the Hopkinsville Tigers. Last year for the Tigers here in 6A, as they will be merging with Christian County next season. It's going to be an entirely new look for their program, just an hour west of here. And with a couple of minutes here until we resume second half festivities, we gave you a couple of the stats to look at as well as some of the halftime scores. One of the most notable ones, the 3A Glasgow Scotties leading now Union County 7-3 at the end of the third quarter. And also some news out of the Glasgow Scotties camp. It seems that starting quarterback Hudson Gum has been injured. There is a backup in at quarterback for the Scotties, at least as of now, but Scotties still hold on to that 7-3 lead coming to the end of the third quarter. Of course, here in Spartans territory, we've had an exciting game thus far. And especially in that first quarter, Hampton, what looked like this was going to be a shootout at some point, but it seemed like that second quarter got settled in. The defenses got settled, but the Spartans at one point racking up a couple of penalties on the defensive side that really set them back.
Oh, yeah, those penalties, again, that's something we're not uncommon with when it comes to the Spartans. Now, last week, or the last time we were here and watched the Spartans play, they had cleaned up the penalties, and it seems like they had that bye week and they almost forgot, but I'm sure right now Coach Smith is saying, hey, I don't know what you all have forgotten, but you need to unforget what you've forgotten or bring back what you've forgotten, rather, because those penalties are the things that put the Hopkinsville Tigers right back in contention a couple of times out here this evening.
Absolutely. With 2.5 minutes now to go until we get back to the action, we'll go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we will preview the start of the second half here as the Spartans lead 29-16 over the Hopkinsville Tigers on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back here to South Warren High School. Spartans lead 29-16 over the visiting Hopkinsville Tigers here at the half. One of the first players, Hamp, I noticed, that was back out here on the field for either team was the senior, the kicker, Alan Alec, who had that missed field goal in the first half and was already taking reps, going up and down the field, trying some from 20, from 25, from 30. He's still out there as well, took a couple of reps. He was one of the first players out on the field. So clearly wanting to make sure that he's as prepared as he can be for the second half should his name be called.
Oh, yeah, because it very well could come to a situation, just no, depending on what happens there, man, it could end up becoming a situation where, are you going to be able to kick a 40-yarder for us? You know, and it could come down to that, and him coming out and practicing, making sure that he gets that right, making sure that if he has to be, he can be the hero of the game, which I'm sure he's not saying, hey, look, put it with my foot.
But well, it wouldn't be the first time that we've seen a kicker go for a game winner this season. You know, we saw that during the regular season between the Bowling Green Purples and the Greenwood Gators. Closest matchup they ever had all time, a 17-14 final that was won by a last-second field goal by a kicker who had also won a regional soccer title the night before. That was one of the more exciting games that we've had so far this season. Is now both teams, Hopkinsville Tigers, South Warren Spartans, out on the field warming back up here for the second half. Hamp, what are we going to be, start with the Tigers, the keys to the second half, because it seems like they started to find their rhythm offensively.
I think offensively they're going to be absolutely okay. It's their defense that's going to have to get things under control, because the Spartans as well as Hopkinsville, both of them have wide receivers. They both have a quarterback. They both have running backs that can do the job. Now, Hopkinsville does have one running back that we mainly look at Bradley, whereas the Spartans have, three that they can look at. But if they get their defense, if Hopkinsville's defense gets together and melds together and make sure that the Spartans don't continue on the quest that they're on, then they will have a better shot. And the defense for the Spartans have to stop making those mistakes and giving Hopkinsville that extra field space by committing the 5-yard penalties, the 10-yard penalties, the 15-yard penalties. Those are the things they have to stop doing in order to make sure that they can allow their offense to have continued success without the stress of worrying about, is our defense going to hold us down?
And that was the big question mark, really, coming into tonight's matchup between these two teams, was the defensive performance from the Tigers, at least through 6A and in their class. The team defense, that's including passing and rushing yards, as well as the score margin of how many points they allow. They rank 18th in 6A, whereas the Spartans rank in the top 5. So that was really the big question. Rushing defense hasn't been a strong suit for the Tigers this year. 22nd they rank in 6A class. So coming into tonight, ironically though, we've seen a couple of runs, breakaways, but it's come from both sides, both through the air and on the ground for the Spartans. Seems like maybe the pass game has gotten going more in this one for South Warren than perhaps the regular season matchup for this team, which of course weather had a lot to do with the outcome of that one.
Oh yeah, I think it's also they're setting things up a little differently than what they've been doing, which normally they set it up with the ground games. They'll beat you up with the ground game and then toss it over you. But right now, fortunately, they have the opportunity. They have the weapons to be able to have two different quarterbacks they can throw in there and get the job done in the air. They got the wide receivers to get the job done. So their offense is definitely rolling and setting it up with the pass, then the run.
Third quarter set to get underway here. Spartans won the coin toss at the start of the game and deferred to the second half. Bridges once again on the return here, past the 25, past the 30, and he's dragged down at the Spartans' 32-yard line. And the first offensive drive for either team this second half will start from there with the Spartans.
This is the furthest back the Spartans kind of started. This is Yeah, they're on their
own 34.
On their own 34, yeah. I think this is the farthest back they've started the whole game.
They've been able to return it to about the mid-30s to towards the 40. So another solid stop by the Tigers, who have continued to push the Spartans back, it seems like, on every new kickoff. Now with the Spartans leading 29-16, Tigers are going to hope for a quick defensive stop and a chance to get back within a score. Here's a quick snap here for Page. Pitched it off the screen to Carter. Now up the right side, shaking one defender, now shaking two. Multiple flags thrown, both around the spot of the play and in the backfield, and it will be a holding penalty on the Spartans. Not the way you want to start the second half if you're South Warren.
Now we had problems with the defense. Now we got problems with the offense, and again, they're pushing themselves back. You got the ball right off here, you know. I mean, you got their defense on their heels, and another mistake that they just can't afford to have.
Most of our coverage this season with the Spartans, we've seen a trend of early first half penalties, but normally they kind of weed themselves out by the start of the second half, and not the way you want to start it, but York trying to make up the difference. On the run. Gets back, it looks like, to the 34. Almost back to that original line of scrimmage. It's like a 9-yard gain for Caden York. It'll be second down and 11. Minutes to go here in this third quarter. Temperatures starting to drop here. That can make a difference for both of these teams as Page takes the direct snap backwards. He's going to have to get on the run. He's under pressure. He's going to have to flick it off to the left side. Only receiver nearby was Isaiah Bridges, but that one lands very clearly out of bounds. Page forced to get it out quickly.
Smart move. That was a very intelligent quarterback move there. Get out of the pocket, make moves, make the play with your feet. Get out of the way. If you have nothing downfield, get it on out of bounds. No need to take a sack. No need to attempt to try to throw something and mess around and get an interception thrown on you.
Incompletion will bring up 3rd and 11 for the Spartans with 10:53 to go in the third quarter. York on the right hip. Carter in motion to the right side. Two receivers on either side. Carter shooting downfield. Page across the middle. Carter on the cutback. Looks like it's caught. As Carter steps out of bounds, it'll be a blowout first down. It looks like it'll shift the chains. The chain crew has yet to move it. And it will be just enough, it looks like. Yes, it will. Officials had to do a real quick measure there.
They had to check and make sure they were correct.
Big part of it was Carter actually spun around and reached for it, and that's halted forward momentum. So good heads-up play there, an experience play by Jake Carter. Here's the handoff to York. Breaks 2 tackles past the first down marker, and that'll shift the chains again for South Warren past the 45-yard line in Tigers territory.
DeAndre Watkins was able to trip him up. He tried to give him a heads-up tackle there, but it just wasn't enough. He's too powerful. York is just a very powerful runner.
2 strong runs for York to start the second half. 10.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 3 receivers stacked heavy to the left side. Carter to the right. York in the backfield. Fakes a handoff to York. Pitches it off the left side to Bridges. That one pitched just a little too high. That one incomplete. Bounces off of Bridges' gloves. And bring up 2nd and 10.
Now, Camden's defense, he had pressure on him, so he tried to get the ball up just enough, but it was just a little too high. Just a little too high.
Bridges had to use some of that leaping force to jump up. It looks like we'll calling an official timeout here. Griffin Reynolds did march out onto the field, it looked like, and is now heading back to the sideline. Will Mays heading out. Caden York heading out as well. Jameer Board's in at running back. And they'll resume play. Some communication going on there between the backfield and South Warren and some of the officials. Now back to the action, 2nd and 10. In motion is Caps to the right side. Handed off the Boards here, and he's got space down the right side. Cuts back up the middle. Looks like he'll have enough for the first down. And he will. That'll shift the chains. Jameer Boards coming in relief for Caden York. And continues to be impressive. He's averaged a little over 7 yards a carry all season. Take a look at this replay. Just past that 35. Takes a couple of defenders there to bring him down. Back to the action. 1st and 10 for South Warren. In motion goes Caps. To the left side. Again, another handoff to Boards. Thinks better of it. Cuts up the middle. He's brought down in a hurry. Solid gain again there for Jameer Boards.
He runs just as hard as York does, man, and he keeps those legs moving.
5-yard gain that time for Boards after the 11-yard run. It got him a first down. There's about a 6-yard gain there for Boards. Bring up 2nd and 4 for the Spartans. Mays over to the left side. They're going to do a little pitch to Bridges. He's got space, but a defender right there on his heels. Gets past the 20-yard line where he's forced out of bounds. It'll shift the chains for another Blowout Co. first down. Blowout Co. is your destination for all things homecoming, blowouts, special occasion hair, makeup, and spray tans. Find more information at blowoutco.com. Several additional substitutions here. Carter and Sears. Still very much in. Griffin Reynolds now in as well. He's going to line up on the left side of the line. 2 receivers to the right side on the near side of the field. Jameer Board still in at running back. He'll line up in the backfield along the left hip of Camden Page. 8:45 to go in the third. Here's the snap. Page, time to breathe. Got additional blocking help there from Boards. Page going to have to go on the run. Heads out of bounds, but there is a flag thrown in the backfield. Was thrown around the middle of the play once Page went on a breakaway, and it will be another holding penalty on the Spartans.
Those are the ones that'll get you. Those are the ones that'll get you.
I think it may have possibly been on Jameer Boards. I'm not entirely sure. Because Boards was there to block for Page. And then I saw him really, really swiftly run back towards the pocket because he realized that Page was under pressure. So maybe it was a desperation move that just kind of happened in the chaos.
You know, sometimes you got to do whatever it takes to protect your quarterback.
And the Spartans draw the offsides. And the Spartans, are going to get the false start. Wow.
I don't agree with that one.
I didn't see the movement.
I saw the encroachment or the neutral zone infraction there. I did see that.
Yeah, multiple Tigers defenders appeared to have jumped off sides, but even the PA announcer on the opposite side of the field had a bit of a hot mic what moment. I think a lot of us did there. Oh, my goodness.
That one was confusing.
First and way long. Spartans going to need a big play here to convert on a first down. And they're just going to call a timeout here. Brandon Smith going to welcome his guys back to the sidelines.
Yeah, because everybody's kind of like, what? Wait a minute here.
Not too happy, I don't think, was head coach Brandon Smith. You don't always see him as the first one to greet the team in a timeout to the sidelines. Now, if you're wanting some good news for the Spartans here, it's still first down. The bad news is to get the first down, you're going to have to get all the way to what looks like the 7 from the 33, give or take.
And it's possible. They hit one of these screens with Carter right here on the more open side of the field. They can get him going. They can get York going. I mean, Bridges. Oh, yeah.
Man, still just totally caught off guard by that offside. I mean, everybody was no crazy reaction. Everybody was like, okay, yeah, that was, and then, wow. Still a lot of surprise there.
Oh.
Good composure there for the Spartans that time. Pitch it over the top to Carter from Page. Carter on a breakaway inside the 15, inside the 10, and he's tackled there. That might have been enough to get the first down. No, it's going to come up just short. But Hamp, you mentioned it there. That play is exactly pretty much what they drew up. Same player at all. They got him down here.
Put me on the staff, Coach Smith.
23 yards. The completion there for South Warren, and that'll set him up for 2nd and 2. Here's Page, pitch it off to the left side, hauled in by Reynolds. He's forced out of bounds, it looks like around the 4-yard line. And that'll be enough for the first down and set up 1st and goal for the Spartans inside the 5.
You know, I believe Tremaine Clay is off the field. I think he hurt his arm earlier, and I think he's standing over here on the sidelines.
Looks like it. 7 minutes to go here. Clock is running in the third quarter. 29-16, the Spartans still lead. Trying to make it a three-score game here. Here's a snap. Page taking the handoff. It's going to be a QB keeper up the left side. Page slips the defenders with a sneak for the QB. In for 6.
Great sneak. I was totally confused. I had my eyes sitting on Caden, man.
Look at this replay courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Perfectly designed. Even our camera got lost up on the roof. That's how you know that's a good drawn-up play. Even our own cameras get faked out in the process.
That was great.
We got the Selly. Great shot there by Megan Geisler up on the roof. She's bearing the elements up there to bring all the awesome shots here tonight. Spartans now up 35-16, and they're going to go for 2 again here, it looks like. Here's Camden Page holding on to it, pitching it back the other way. That one's caught, and he'll go down. It looks like Malik Butler, who had the reception, who was there to bail out Page, possibly another one of those trick design plays, and ultimately did not fall. But still, the Spartans lead 35-16 with 6:46 to go here in the third quarter. We'll step aside for just a moment to see if the Tigers can respond on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family. Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome back to Sparta as the Spartans lead 35-16 after that run for the Spartans. They get in off the 5 or 4 yard rushing touchdown to Camden Page, who gets in for 6. They failed to convert on the 2-point conversion, but still they lead by 19 points. Just shy of a full 3-score game. And that kick return will land out of bounds near the 3-yard line. What would have been a solid kick return otherwise. We'll now have the Tigers, I believe, starting from their own 35.
Spartans held on to the ball for quite a bit on that coming out of the half there. They took up almost half the time.
6:46 to go in the third quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 35. This game running a little longer compared to the games we've been used to seeing from the Spartans this season. 1st and 10. Pitch over the right side again. A catch by Jesse. That one's complete. Spins his way past the 40. And the Hopkinsville faithful are not happy about some of the contact there late. And looks like head coach Dustin Lopez is pointing out Caden York in the midst of the chaos. Even pointing him out to the officials standing nearly face to face with him. 8-yard completion there, though, for Jesse for the first offensive drive this half for the Tigers.
In a situation like that right there, I mean, somebody going toward the out of bounds, if you're going to go ahead and make the tackle, you got to go in and make the tackle because they can still spin out and continue on downfield.
2nd and 2 on the way for the Tigers. They'll hand it off to Bradley, and he'll get stuffed for no gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 2. That was actually Smith on the carry rather than Bradley, who did a lot of the heavy lifting in the first half. Be a loss of 1. (35-16). The lead for the Spartans. A little under 6 minutes to go now here in the 3rd quarter. Crucial 3rd down stop potentially here for the Spartans. Tigers trying to convert like they did on their most recent scoring drive or draw another penalty. That snap is high and going way on back to the 20. It's scooped up by Bradley, who's now on the run, trying to escape the Spartans' pressure, and he's still on the breakaway. Nearly gets back to the original point of the snap. But I think he may have at least lost a yard there, and he did. It'll bring up 4th down. Man, what a potential recovery that was for James Bradley. Could have been so much worse, but regardless, Tigers on the lost snap will bring up 4th down. But just look at Bradley on this return. Bringing a slew of Spartans with him, but at some point he was going to meet his fate. Ended up in a loss of 1 and what would have otherwise been about a loss of 20 plus. And still the Tigers are going to go for it. And the play is called off. It looks like a timeout's going to be called by the Tigers. Their first timeout of the half.
Man, they're lucky they have a player like Bradley right there to take care of a situation where you can grab up the ball 20 yards in the backfield, scoop it up, and get you 19 yards out of the deal to get you back almost exactly where you were to try to get that first down.
And if you notice, Sam, now that we're kind of putting 2 and 2 together, we've seen these teams kind of what their game plans might be. We've seen the kick returns and the punts. None of them have landed anywhere near James Bradley, even though he is back there set to receive. They have always landed either out of bounds or in the end zone or on the opposite side of the field from wherever James Bradley is standing. So evidently you can tell game plan number 1, as it has been for the defense and for the special teams, is to keep the ball away from the guy whose jersey bears number 3.
Don't want to give it to Bradley, and then the Hopkinsville saying, look, do not kick the ball to New York. Because do not kick it that far. Kick it to the bridge.
To the greatest city in the world. To the greatest. You see Winston? You know what I'm talking about. Come on now. 4th down, and the Tigers offense still on the field. They're going to go for it. This one pitched off to the right side. Incomplete. Ooh. The pass intended once again for Aiden Jesse, who's seen a plethora of targets tonight, and ultimately that one just pitched a little too quick and goes incomplete, and a turnover on downs to the Spartans, who will have good field position here and start a fresh drive at the Tigers' 40.
They get in on this one right here, and it's almost like you can't coast, but you kind of got a feeling.
First and 10 now for the Spartans. Camden Page still in at quarterback. Multiple receivers are going to send York out in motion to the right side. Way far out to the right side there, potentially to bail out Page, but no, Page going to fire downfield. He's got a man down there inside the 10-yard line. No doubt about it. Touchdown, Spartans. Woo-wee. One snap is all it takes for Tucker Sears, who hauls in another touchdown on the season. Take a look at this replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. One snap's all it takes. What a throw, and what a catch.
Jayon Bass, man, for Hopkinsville. He tried to get up there. He tried to channel his inner Superman to get up there and try to get that ball, but wasn't happening.
And they're going to actually fake it here. Instead of going for the PAT, they fake it out and go for 2, and they got it. And the flag is thrown after the play. It looks like it's going to be for the celebration, I'm assuming here, Hamp. Maybe excessive celebration on sportsmanlike.
They should have let that ride. That wasn't even that tough right there. it ain't like they ran to the back and started taking pictures. You know what I mean?
At least physically, it didn't look egregious, but it potentially maybe something they said in the midst of it.
Come on, it's football.
I'm going to agree with you, Hamp. I think that's when you got to give that smooth play. Either team would have celebrated that one. I mean, it was a great play call.
How could you not? How could you not celebrate it, especially when you didn't think that you were going to get in, and then all of a sudden, boom, we made it in. Yeah, celebrate that, man.
Had us all questioning what we were looking at for just a moment, but either way, the Spartans get the 2-point conversion after the touchdown. One pass was all it took from Page to Sears. Sears' 4th touchdown through the air on the season with 4.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And Spartans now lead 43-16 over the Tigers.
This is the way you want to go. You want to start going through the rest of the game with this type of lead.
It was a 42-yard passing touchdown to Tucker Sears. That now eclipses him over 200 yards total receiving on the season. And now the special teams unit will once again look to return. Bradley and Teal back to receive for the Tigers. Bradley is on the left side of the field for the Spartans, as this one's going to get rainbowed up and land at about the 44-yard line in Tigers territory. So not a deep kick by any means. And the offense will head out on the field. It looks like it bounced in at the 44 and then rolled out. So no flag, at least to my understanding.
I think it's another situation where they tried to kick it short enough to where they didn't get it to Bradley. And I think that if they would have gotten it to number 12 there, if they'd have gotten it to him, it would have been a reverse.
I could definitely see that. That's probably why we've seen so many of them go out of bounds or really emphasize trying to get the touchback, because there's always a potential for that little reverse sweep. Tigers ball at the 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. In the backfield is Bradley, lining up under center, quarterback McCarley. 1st and 10. Faking the handoff, looking downfield, immediately under pressure by Malik Butler, who takes him down to the backfield.
Well deserved. Another one by Malik Butler. That's 2 for the night on him.
Had a little Dexy going in there. Did you see that? Little Dexy?
He did.
Dexy Selly? Look at this here from Malik Butler. Awesome replay courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. Gave no doubt. Waiting in the shadows is Malik Butler. Forces a loss of 5 there, bring up 2nd and 15. Hopkinsville taking some time to talk it over. 3:45 to go here in the third quarter. Playing some hurry up here. Spartans trying to wave something off. And a timeout's called by the Tigers. A lot of chaos kind of erupting there. I think it was a lot of miscommunication.
A lot of miscommunication. The Tigers were trying to figure out their play and trying to make sure that everything was going to run the way they wanted it to run, and they just took a little too much time.
So 3:38 to go here in the third quarter. Spartans lead 43-16. It'll be 2nd and 15 when we resume play. Not the start to the second half that you'd want if you're Hopkinsville, but still plenty of time to turn it around. Only bad thing, though, is you kind of burn a timeout there down to your final timeout here for the rest of the half.
And that's where it gets real sticky, and they'll just have to start playing fast if that's what they have to do.
Tigers retake the field, as do the Spartans defense. It'll be 2nd and 15 when we resume play. Can't take us anywhere here with the 7 Mountain Sports Network. 2nd and 15, back to the action. Shotgun, here's the snap. Pitched over to the left side. That one looked like it was tipped in the air with the intended target to Aiden Jesse, and it bounces incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and long. 15 yards needed to the first down for the Tigers. They've been able to draw some penalties off the Spartans a couple of times tonight. This one might be just a tad bit too long to make that one happen. Inside 25 seconds on the play clock. It's been a long season, folks. We're having a great time. We've been able to bring you all this coverage. We apologize for our technical difficulties that we've had tonight. Live only on YouTube here this afternoon, but we got to hurry up here from Hoptown. 3rd and long. Dropping back is the quarterback. He steps up, fires away downfield, and it's just slightly overthrown. Caden York was there on the 50-50 ball. It was intended for James Bradley, but York was there step by step.
I mean, who else would you put on him?
It just feels right.
I mean, somebody that equals with the speed, height, size, all of that. So, I mean, yeah, that was perfect.
That'll bring up 4th down. It looks like the Hopkinsville offense does stay on the field. Fourth and 15 on the way off the incomplete. Hopkinsville is looking downfield. They potentially might get a delay of game here. They're going to get the snap off in time, and they're going to choose to punt it. Downfield to the 20, down to the 15. It's going to continue to roll at the 14, and decent punt there for Hopkinsville.
That was definitely a decent punt. I thought they were going to go for it, and I was going to say this is where it gets messy. This is where you're playing Madden football rather than playing the win here. so it's a good thing they went ahead and punted it off, tried to give themselves a chance. This is the deepest the Spartans have been all game.
And a final, we do have some score updates from around the region. Final, Union County takes down the undefeated Glasgow Scotties. Final score, 10-7. Paducah Tillman also taking down Franklin Simpson with a final score of 49-14. Murray over Hart County at the end of the 3rd quarter. Murray leads 42-6. In motion goes Caps to the left side. Here's a snap. Pitched over to Bell. Bell now to the left side to Caps, who was in motion, who's forced out of bounds, and that'll be a decent gain. Looks like he'll come up just shy of the 1st down. And he will. It'll be a gain of 9 and 2nd and 1 for the Spartans here. Inside 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's been a long, drawn-out night, it feels like, for both of these teams.
It has. They've been working down the field pretty methodically, the best that they can, man. The defense has stepped up for the Spartans, definitely.
Here's Bell, the handoff to Boards, who went to the outside, thought better of it, cut back up the middle. Ended up getting brought down in a hurry. Looked like it was enough to get the block, go 1st down, and it was. They'll move the chains. Chase Bell is checked in at quarterback now after seeing Camden Page for most of the 1st half and the entirety of the 2nd half so far up until now. Jameer Boards in at running back. Receivers on either side. Stacked heavy 3 to the right. This one pitched over the middle. Caps with the completion again past the 40. Brought down at the 44.
Yeah, they're definitely keeping the defense totally honest, man, at this point in time. They have to do that with Hopkinsville right now because Hopkinsville was looking just for the run. And normally that's what most people would do right about this time. But Coach Smith said, you know what, we're going for the gusto on this.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans from their own 44. Minute 40 to go in the 3rd quarter. First and 10. Here's Bell. Looking to the left. Fires it across the middle. He intended it for Caps. But just behind the route was the throw. It'll be incomplete and bring up 2nd and 10.
I got to give it to this offensive line again. They are giving the quarterbacks plenty of time keeping the pressure off of them. What little bit of pressure that they do get on them sometimes, of course, we've seen the flags being thrown for a hold or something like that. They're taking care of their quarterback. I love seeing what the offensive line is doing right now.
2nd and 10 now on the way for the Spartans. Chase Bell back to receive. Here's a snap. Boards Cut up the left. Still shaking it to the left side. Gets past the 45 to about the 47. And a flag is thrown late. A little bit of shoving going on the far side of the field on the Spartans bench.
Looks like there could have been some frustration set in by Hopkinsville. I mean, when you're losing at this point and you see your season slowly slipping away, you get a little upset and you try to get in the heads of those that are winning and try to get them off their game.
Hasn't been a whole lot of movement on ball placement. This could potentially be on the Spartans. It's a little far for us to see what the perpetrator of the chaos may have been, or who it may have been, rather. Flag is going to be waved off, so no penalty.
They could have done that on several other plays earlier. But.
Right. So a gain of 3, it looks like, there for Jameer Boards. Minute 12. The 3rd and 6 for the Spartans. Bell in the backfield. In motion goes Caps. They'll fake the pitch. Bell trying to drop back. There is a flag in the backfield. It will be a holding potentially there on the Spartans. So Chase Bell on the run that would have got the first down. It will be a holding penalty on the Spartans that will bring them back for a replay of 3rd down.
I guess that's why I'm not on the field as a referee. Because what I've seen, what they're probably calling as a hold, did not look like a hold to me. The defender, he spun around and he spun around. I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, he let him go or whatever, but it's a little difficult. But I'm a defensive man with defensive thoughts.
It'll now be 3rd and long for the Spartans from their own 38. Caps in motion to the left. Here's Bell. Dropping back. He's got 2 receivers on either side, giving him options. This one pitched across the middle to Carter to the 45-yard line, and that'll be just enough to get the first down and shift the chains.
It's like the Spartans, they'll commit a penalty and then they'll say, let's see if we can't go 20 or 30 yards. Let's just see if we can't do it.
So Jake Carter coming in clutch there to convert on the long 3rd down. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Spartans at the Tigers' 45. Here's Bell. Handed it off to Boards. Boards finding up some space of the B gap to the left side. And a solid run there. Looks like it'll be enough for another blowout first down, and it is. Spartans will move the chains. First and 10 again for the Spartans, who look to be playing a little bit of hurry up here with about 8 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And a timeout is called by the Tigers. That's their, looked like it was called by the Tigers, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, chief official looked to motion it towards Hopkinsville. If so, that would be their final timeout.
Yeah, that'll put them in hurry-up mode the rest of the game.
And it is Hopkinsville, so that is their final timeout of regulation. So 7 seconds to go here in 3rd quarter, and the Spartans lead 43-16. Spartans already back on the field with the offense. And the defense for the Tigers came back out on the field, trying to keep their season alive. First and 10 on the way. They'll fire off out of the shotgun. Jameer Boards. Offset in the backfield behind Bell. On the snap. They'll hand it off to Boards again. He'll look up the left side again. Finds a hole in the B gap. Plenty of space down the right side. Inside the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jameer Boards.
Wow.
But there is another flag thrown.
That flag was thrown right after the touchdown, though.
Spartan touchdown.
I think they may have waved off the flag, Hamp.
They should have, because the stiff arm, oh, my God.
My goodness, Jameer Boards, what a play. Spartans are set up to either go for two or take the PAT here, but the officials are still talking it over around the 15-yard line, and they're going to call it a touchdown. Oh, and so the penalty will be an unsportsmanlike on the Spartans.
Like, what happened in that quick time frame of scoring the touchdown that all of a sudden he sees an unsportsmanlike penalty? I mean,
look back at the replay here, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. See if there's anything. I mean, the flag was thrown somewhere. I swear the flag was thrown somewhere during his run down the sideline before he made it to the end zone. So that's where I'm confused on where the unsportsmanlike may have come from. But either way,
I thought he was already in, and so it was just kind of, I was confused. I'm still confused.
Either way, Spartans look like they're going to go for two again here. A little bit of a low snap to Bell, who's going to hold on to it himself, head into the end zone. No question about it. 2 points are good, and the lead extends for the Spartans. Was there another flag?
Now, I've seen two Hopkinsville players and one of the Spartans in the far back behind the field goal.
Chief officials taking a slow march there towards the end zone.
Looked like they were in some sort of confrontation a little bit.
Officials still talking it over here. Potentially a confrontation between the teams after the conversion was complete. If the penalty is on Hopkinsville, then the 2-point conversion would be secured. Of course, it does depend on what the final penalty is, and longest we've seen the officials try to talk this one over. Again, we mentioned that final score from Glasgow and Union County. It was 10-7 with Union County on top. They did lose starting quarterback Hudson Gum and appeared to be some kind of an injury with his knee. And now here at Spartan Field, we're going to get the final rule here. Hudson Gum apparently leaving on crutches from Scotty's Field. It looks like another unsportsmanlike on the Spartans, so that should count the 2-point conversion. It was deemed to be after the play, and the Spartans lead 51-16 at the end of the third quarter, as the officials are still talking things over here. They're also walking over to the sideline, talking things over with Tigers head coach Dustin Lopez. In his second year with the program, regardless, to start this fourth quarter, the score is 51-16 with the Spartans on top. Into the third quarter, Bowling Green leads Apollo 38-14, so they're about on the same track as we are. And again, we mentioned that brutal injury for the Scotties that has ultimately cost them their undefeated season and run for a title. Quarterback Hudson Gum, unfortunately, going down with what appeared to be a knee injury and was leaving the field on crutches, as we will now step aside. Spartans lead 51-16 at the end of the third quarter. We'll be back for the start of the fourth here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
Wow.
Welcome you back here to Spartans Field at the campus of South Warren High School. Start of the fourth quarter with the Spartans leading 51-16. Spartans return. This one looks like this may be a chance for Bradley to go for a return here as he picks it up at the 16. Here's Bradley with a full head of steam, past the 40. Spartans bring him down at the 42.
It almost looked like nobody wanted to run into him there for a second.
Did you notice everybody came from the sides? They were like, listen, let's see if he slows down.
Which was really smart.
And then if he gets within 5 yards, then you can move. And then just go for the legs.
Oh man, I would have done the same thing. Had to attack him in formation.
Running clock is now in effect here at Spartans Field. The Spartans leading 51-16 to start the fourth quarter. Other scores: Owensboro leads Greenwood 42-14. Should that score remain to final, the Red Devils would move on, and if I'm not mistaken, they would host the Bowling Green Purples, the two-time defending 5A state champions, next Friday. 11 minutes to go in regulation. Running clock is in effect. Got a direct snap to James Bradley, who tries to back his way through the line for a short gain. Looks like a gain of 2 there for Bradley. .10:40 to go in regulation. Spartans trying to put this one away.
Oh, I didn't realize we were on the running clock. I just thought
just now.
Yeah, just now. Started on a running clock.
Inside 10.5 minutes to go with running clock in effect here in the fourth quarter. Tigers trying to find some momentum. Here's a handoff to Smith. Smith up the middle this time for a short gain. Looks like about 2 yards. Once again for Jeremiah Smith, the sophomore back. He's got some good speed too.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. But that Spartan defense is doing exactly what we knew they would do and how they play their game, man. They play their game exactly the way they do it every time. They might start off kind of slow, but once they figure it out, all systems are go.
Which would be about 3rd and 6 now on the way for the Tigers. They've had a lot of instances like this tonight, about 3rd and midway for the first down. 9.5 minutes to go. Dropping back is McCarley. Pitch it off to the right side. That one's caught by Jesse, and he's got space down the sideline. Reminiscent from the first half of his first score. He's tripped up inside the 20. Take a look at this replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. Go from the 47 in their own territory to the 12 in Spartans.
Right now, the Spartans D have a lot of their younger players out there.
Tigers with some momentum. 1st and 10 inside the red zone. This one going to be pitched up back to the right corner of the end zone. It's caught. Jesse with another touchdown for Hopkinsville. Looked like about an 18-yard passing touchdown there for the Tigers once again. This one now landing in the back right corner of the end zone. Once again in the hands of Aiden Jesse, the senior wide receiver, having a performance to remember. His 3rd touchdown of the game. All the touchdowns scored tonight by the Tigers coming through the air to Aiden Jesse. PAT is up, and it is good. Hopkinsville cuts the lead, 51-23. Spartans still on top. We'll step aside and see if the Tigers could continue to keep this momentum rolling on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family. Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back to South Warren High School. Spartans lead 51-23 with 7 minutes to go. Running clock in effect. It was a quick response by the Tigers, a handful of plays, including a big 40-plus yard run that broke off for the Tigers. Ended up setting them up for an 18-yard pass reception by Aiden Jesse in the end zone. This punt will now land in the hands of number 29 for the Spartans. That is Kibawa. On the return, past the 40-yard line, a little bit of chaos unfolding there. Some shoving, and the flag is thrown. There's a lot of shoving going on the far side of the field. Tempers are flaring.
Now, I figured there were going to be more flags heading toward the end of this game with the score being what it is. Was told earlier tonight that it's been chippy. It was chippy the first game, and it was going to end up being chippy this game right here, and it's exactly what's going on.
I wouldn't be shocked hearing about the chippiness of the regular season matchup, given the weather and the delays and a lot of the pent-up frustration. It'll be an unsportsmanlike this time. We've seen it at Hamp. It feels like every single time the unsportsmanlike call has been on the Spartans. This time around, it goes against the Tigers.
And it kind of makes a little bit of sense. Just a little bit of sense, only because of the frustration of where they're at. The clock is still going. Time is running down, and season is pretty much over.
Clock is still winding down. Inside 5.5 minutes to go in regulation with running clock in effect. Looks like that penalty after the fact will set up the Spartans at the Tigers' 45.
I mean, even with the score it being what it is, the game has been very entertaining.
Very competitive.
Just the way that the competition has been with one another, the way that they've moved the ball, the way the coaches have moved the ball down the field, the way the players are just playing the game. You know, it's actually a really good game.
Running clock is still in effect. 4:45 to go. Spartans are running plenty of time down here. And they'll have 1st and 10 from the Tigers' 45. Chase Bell in at quarterback. In at running back is Walker Summers, the freshman who's got a couple of reps this season. Here's the snap. Bell going to hand it off to Summers. Looking for some daylight. He finds it up the middle. There's a flag thrown in the secondary. About midway through the play did the flag go down. See what the call is here from the officials. Lots of dirty laundry been scattered around the field this afternoon. Be a face mask on Hopkinsville. Feels like the first penalty in a long time that's gone in the favor of the Spartans, and it comes here in crunch time inside 4 minutes to go in regulation with running clock in effect. So it's another blowout first down there for the Spartans. Chase Bell. Understanding the situation here, 3:15 now to go with running clock in effect. 1st and 10. Here's a snap. They're going to pitch it off to the right side to Summers. Summers breaking a couple tackles. Another flag is thrown with Summers on a breakaway. I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds potentially, or just call the play dead. Another flag is thrown late. Dirty laundry is all over the field here in the 4th quarter.
Come on.
With 2:55 to go and the running clock still in effect. Officials talking it over on the far side of the field there.
This is crazy. At the end of the game, all the flags, just go out with some dignity.
Unsportsmanlike again against Hopkinsville.
Oh, and another flag.
And another flag is thrown.
And this one's on Hopkinsville.
Unsportsmanlike galore against Hopkinsville.
Somebody's talking.
One of the players is talking over on the field. Looks like the junior Panapa. kind of holding his hands out like, what I do, like what's the situation? Either way, all these penalties are going to add up. Wow. Inside 2 minutes to go now in regulation. And again, Ham, running clock is still in effect.
They half the distance to the goal now?
I mean, that and more. Spartans all the way down to the 6.
Man. Didn't have to call a play.
Minute and a half to go. Face mask is going to be called. And an unsportsmanlike. And now and it looks like number 18, you said, I believe, was potentially ejected from the game. Or number 17. 16 was ejected, it looked like. That is Jordan Catlett, who was ejected from the game here with less than a minute to go. Bell, handoff to Summers. Summers trying to truck his way to the end zone. And it looks like there was another holding penalty. This one going to be on the Spartans. Strong run for Summers. That one's going to be redacted.
Line it up.
And now both teams will head to center field, and they're going to call this game official. The South Warren Spartans are moving on. After the bye week, they take a big and decisive win over the Hopkinsville Tigers. 51-23 the final score as the clock winds down and the teams meet at center field. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll give you our post-game coverage, take a look at stats, and crown our player of the game right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia. During the Kia Fall Savings Event, qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models, or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back to our post-game show here from South Warren High School on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. It's the Spartans that take a decisive victory, 51-23, and move on in the 6A state playoffs. And as they move on to next week, we take a look at your stats from tonight's game, at least according to our numbers. The Spartans with that 51 points over Hopkinsville's 23. Looking at their total yards tonight, almost 300 passing yards tonight for the Spartans, over 150 rushing. Total yards over 400 for the Spartans, one of their stronger performances offensively this season. And you look at that turnover difference between Hoptown and the Spartans. Noticeable difference there, not a whole lot of turnovers attributed to Hopkinsville, but enough for the Spartans to take the win here tonight. A big difference there. The second half wasn't a strong one for the Tigers as the Spartans started that fourth quarter with their running clock after several quick offensive plays, padded the score, and ultimately put the Tigers away and initiated that running clock. Hamp, how did they look defensively, stat-wise, and who are some guys that maybe stuck out to you?
Man, really, on the defensive side, I can't say that any one particular person stepped out. It was all defense, all team, all heart, man. The way that they played, the way that they came and just didn't give up, didn't put their head down. Of course, the Tigers hit that big play right off, you know. I mean, that right there was like, oh, my gosh. But the Spartans were used to them taking those big plays and getting hit real hard first, and then they say, you know what, okay, I don't want to get hit like that again. And then they decide to get together and start playing right. So I got to give it to the whole defense, man. The whole defense came out, did exactly what they were supposed to do, made the stops they needed to make. Bradley didn't do exactly what he wanted to do, which is what everybody expected to happen. The pass game was kind of iffy on them, but the defense as a whole, as a unit, played the way that they were supposed to play, and absolutely proud of them. The Tigers should have nothing to hang their heads about. Their defense, man, they just did what they could do, only what they could do. You know what I mean?
No, but one of the more shocking things, Ham, not to cut you off, was the lack of a James Bradley visit to the end zone, as all 3 touchdown scores tonight attributed to the senior receiver, that is Aiden Jesse, who had a night of epic proportions in the receiving game. Those 3 touchdowns continued to keep Hopkinsville in the game, and James Bradley had a decent night rushing, and had actually that opportunity to get to the end zone that was ultimately called back off a penalty against the Tigers. And this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, throughout the entire 2025 season, is the first game that James Bradley has not scored.
I think that's absolutely correct.
If I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely correct. So that shows you what the Spartan defense can do when you got a powerful back just like that right there, because Bradley is that's a bad man right there. And to hold him the way that they held him was absolutely great. I knew that it was going to come down to the passing with them. Like I said, Bradley's great, but they got those wide receivers around them that they could have utilized, and they did with Jesse.
Looking out on the field tonight, the lights are still on. The teams having their meetings. The Spartans have made their way back to the locker room. Some of the seniors staying out on the field, celebrating with their other teammates. Caden York out there with Griffin Reynolds, 2 guys that have played together for quite some time in their careers. And Hopkinsville, there you see to the right side of your screen, having what is officially, Hamp, their final post-game huddle as a program, as they will next season be combining in with Christian County. And we'll see what the future holds for that program. I will tell you, Ham, the one question or doubt that's on my mind, there are no doubts in my mind, actually, that Hopkinsville and that Christian County combination, however that shakes out. They're going to continue to be programs and now a combined program that are going to have to be feared in 6A.
Oh, yeah, they are definitely going to get tougher. You put this team right here together with what they do, and then you add on Christian County, who is nothing really to sneeze at. They've actually, did a little better this year. But at the same time, they could be doing better, and they will be doing better. And I'm just interested to see how this is all going to play out, man, with Christian County and Hopkinsville, former crosstown rivals, joining forces to figure it all out and to get it done in 6A. Because, again, Hopkinsville, man, you got this team right here, man, hitting the second round and just doing great things. So I'm really excited to see what next year holds as well.
Yes, all the returners, I'm sure, will make an impact, and the seniors, their legacy on this season and for their careers will no doubt be remembered forever. We'll go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the key plays and crown our player of the game for tonight's matchup as the Spartans took the win 51-23 over the Hopkinsville Tigers. We'll step aside and come back here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Gear up for spooktacular savings at Don Franklin Kia during the Kia Fall Savings Event. Qualified buyers can get up to $6,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia Sorento models or up to $4,000 off MSRP on 2025 Kia K5 models. Treat yourself to thrilling deals at Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to South Warren High School as we wrap up our post-game coverage for your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. It's the Spartans that take the win 51-23 here on senior night in the second round of the playoffs. The Spartans will advance to play, I believe, at least at the current point, I believe Henderson County and McCracken County are still playing. Henderson County with the advantage there in that matchup, so it looks like that the Spartans will play the Colonels, but that game is still actively going on here tonight. And as we wrap up our coverage, we, of course, always appreciate being able to crown a player of the game. And tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Warren, RECC, and NCTC, is South Warren's Jake Carter, the senior receiver, has the program's career all-time receptions record and is also tied for receiving touchdowns for that record. Wasn't able to break it tonight. Only had one touchdown. That was on the ground rushing, but had a couple of huge catches, 144 yards on 11 attempts, and nearly taking out our cameraman there on that play, but still was able to get it done. Congratulations, Jake Carter, your tonight's player of the game, presented by Warren, RECC, and NCTC. For your high-speed internet needs, choose NCTC, powered by Warren, RECC. It's fast, reliable service with a hometown touch. Congratulations, Jake Carter. I feel like I've been waiting all season, every single time that we've covered the Spartans, to be able to say that, and finally we get to say that Jake Carter is our player of the game.
Oh, man, and very well deserved, man. He absolutely put everything on the line tonight and did his thing, man. Jake Carter, congratulations.
There was a point in this season where it looked like Carter would have a 1,000-plus receiving yard season. He very well could have had that. I think he was riddled a little bit with a couple of injuries midway point through the season, but ultimately is still showing up when it matters most here in the postseason for the Spartans. 28 seconds are left in the game between Henderson and McCracken County. Henderson leads 41-34. As it currently stands, if Henderson County is able to come away with the win in the final 30 seconds of the game, it will be the Spartans who face the Colonels. If I'm not mistaken, the Spartans would host Henderson County here next Friday night in the third round of the 6A playoffs here tonight. As we wrap up our coverage, any final thoughts from our crew, including Big Hamp? Any final thoughts?
Man, not this evening, man. Just excited for the Spartans and ready to see what they do next.
They're a phenomenal program. They have been since it feels like their inception. They have had the ability to perform, ability to step up in the big moments when it matters most, and something special is brewing this season at South Warren. You could feel it in the air, and unfortunately, you just hate to be any team that steps in their way.
Oh yeah, man. I'm just hoping we get to cover it the rest of the way, man, because they are so deserving of everything that they got coming to them, man. To go into a new into a new class of 6A, man, where the competition is supposedly, the best of the best. It's supposed to be harder, and they made it seem so. I don't want to say so easy, but they've just made it seem so seamless to go from 5A and on into 6A, from 3A to 4A to 5A to 6A, just sliding in there and winning district and all of them and just doing what they do, man. I'm proud of the South Warren Spartans. I'm a purple.
I was going to say, you're a purple. Don't let the purples hear you say that.
That's all right. We're all Bowling Green, man. I'm gonna root for what's good and what's right.
And with those final scores, we did mention Bowling Green is going to be moving on, it appears, as they are currently playing against Apollo still, but Bowling Green leading decisively 52-21 in the fourth quarter. Owensboro takes down the Greenwood Gators 42-14. Paducah Tillman with a final score over Franklin Simpson 49-14. Logan County decisively takes the win over Elizabethtown on the road with a 34-0 final for the Cougars. And Union County again takes that win over Glasgow at Glasgow 10-7 the final score. Bowling Green will head on the road and play the Red Devils at Owensboro next Friday night in the third round of the 5A state playoffs. Henderson County and McCracken County continuing to wind down. There's 13 seconds left in the game, and it is 1st and 10, I believe, for McCracken County with a chance to win the football game still. Henderson County with the lead currently 41-34. We're going to stay on the air here until that game wraps up so we know who to expect the Spartans to play next Friday night. Regardless of who takes the win, it will be the Spartans who host. They will have home field advantage with the top RPI in the class. There's really no question about that. If they continue to march their way through the postseason, they will host until they head to Kroger Field. So a great advantage for the Spartans as well. They get to show off this nice new turf field that we've really become accustomed to. It's crazy to think that just a couple months ago, there was still a lot of construction going on around the field.
Yeah, and it looks real nice out here now, man, because I'm telling you, like you said, all the construction that was laid up here, just the way they've done everything, man, they've turned this campus very nice. This I was just talking to one of the statistics guys up here, man, and talking about how it was a cornfield around. Felt like we was in a field of dreams when you came out here to play, man. And it's absolutely beautiful out here, man. They did a terrific job. Whoever did the designing, everything. I'm loving the gray on the track to match their uniform or match their school colors, but I love the gray track.
Yeah, they've got the gray track. They've kind of got the starting zones for the relays that are the off black color, while the rest of the track is gray. So it's got good accents. I mean, it matches the field. You've got the black with the white shadows on the numbers. It just adds to such a great atmosphere here at South Warren. They got all the new upgrades, not just for the football field. They also got the brand new soccer complex that's just behind us here in the press box. And just on the far side of us is the Spartans baseball field, which just got a new inner section of turf for that program. I know last year there was a couple of chances I had to call some baseball games for the Spartans. And wouldn't you know it, every single time, Hamp, they got rained out.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm hoping if the opportunity comes about again, that is not the case, because they got the field now. You know,
man, they ain't got to worry about the rain.
They ain't got to worry about the rain anymore. At least fingers crossed. I say that, and now we're going to have some record-setting months of rain to take us down. 3 seconds are left in the Henderson County-McCracken County game. McCracken County is 3rd and 3 with 3 seconds to go. They still have a chance to win, with the Colonels leading 41-34, and the final score is there's a final timeout taken by McCracken County with 3 seconds left here. So we'll stay on the air until we get that final score for you all. That way we'll know who the Spartans can expect to host here next Friday night. I would anticipate, at least as of right now, that we will probably have that coverage here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. However, it will be radio only, I believe. So this week we were YouTube only due to the Western Kentucky women's basketball being across the Point Rocks airwaves, across all the different channels and whatnot. So we were able to stay here. And we're still staying on the air. Matthew Clark holding me against my will as he's looking and laughing at me.
But y'all know 3 seconds is like 3 minutes.
I'm amazed I made it through this game, to be honest with you. I mean, I told you I was running on ibuprofen and nasal spray showing up here. Final score is official. Henderson County will make the trip down south to host the to face off against the South Warren Spartans right here next Friday night in the 3rd round of the 6A playoffs. And Hamp, I would imagine if things go according to plan, we'll have all the coverage right here. For our entire 7 Mountain Sports crew as we sign off the air, for Big Hamp, for Megan Geisler, who was up on the roof on our game cam, Dalton Lawson, who we had on the field cam for a period of time, Matthew Clark, our producer-director, I'm Ryan Murphy, signing off for now, and we'll see you next Friday night for our Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Good night, everybody.